Yes, you can be anywhere that you want to be. See everything that you want to see. Oh, you can chill anywhere that you want to chill. Hang any place that you want to hang out. Now you can go any place that you want to go. Meet all the babes that you want to know. You need to learn everything that you ought to learn in any world that you want to explore. Climb aboard this strange machine. Hang on, enjoy the ride. Jump into this crazy dream. Step inside and let it fly. Revel in time, bask in the past. Dive into the mist of time and face the future. Swirl, change the world, run for your life. Twist and shake the laws of space and time. Fly high, revel in time. You are the ones. Save the flow of history and meet your destiny. Shine, rock, beat the clock. Party on down. Twist and shake the laws of space and time. You got to believe you're the only ones here to preserve our society. It's hard to conceive you're the great ones. You're in the war and poverty. Climb aboard this strange machine. Hang on, enjoy the ride. Jump into this crazy dream. Step inside and let it fly. Beethoven, Joan of Arc, Genghis Khan, Abe Lincoln, Sigmund Freud, Socrates, and Billy Snatched from time, kidnapped from the embers of history. Fly high, revel in time, bask in the past, dive into the mist of time and face the future. Swirl, change the world, run for your life. Twist and shake the laws of space and time. Fly high, revel in time. You are the ones. Save the flow of history and meet your destiny. Shine, rock, beat the clock. Party on down. Twist and shake the laws of space and time. Learn everything that you ought to learn in any world that you want to explore.
Hello, I'm the dead wing dead dork, and I watch the streams, and you have to. Hello, everybody, welcome. I was thinking about doing a wheel of trash today. I almost did a wheel of trash today, and we could have looked at things other than Nostalgia Critic. And then I realized that, you know, Well, we're reaching the end of Nostalgia Critic November, so it's a good idea to do some of that today. Maybe we'll shift into something else later, but we're only going to be going for a few hours. I have a podcast thing to do later, but for now, yeah, we got some Nostalgia Critic ahead of us. And last time we did some Critic, I forget exactly. We watched The Wall again, the Wall review, but then we watched some other stuff, and it wasn't exactly what I was aiming for, which is gonna be what this stream is. We're gonna be doing fucking Nostalgia Critic, the clipless reviews that he did. So there's a few of these that I've seen in the past. The thumbnail that I'm using here was for a stream from years ago, where we watched his like Rise of Skywalker review, and it had the annoying orange in it for some reason. And if you've never seen it, the Nostalgia Critic has a famous history. After there started to be copyright issues with a lot of his uploads, that would use like clips of old movies, you know, the classic format of Nostalgia Critic and a lot of channels of that nature. He started shifting. Well, he did this demo reel series, which was just the worst thing. And I will watch that all sometime eventually. It will happen, because it never ends. Because by the time I watch that, I'm probably gonna be like, you know, why don't I watch the movies again? It's a never-ending cycle of madness with this guy. But yeah, Demo Reel was his first foray into not doing clip reviews that have like clips of old, you know, the Super Mario Brothers movie or whatever. And instead he would start reenacting them, but he also started doing well, no, that was later. The Demo Reel thing was like this weird sort of little skit show based on like people making movies. It wasn't funny. It wasn't any good at all. And they canceled it really quickly. But shortly thereafter, he resurrected the Nostalgia Critic, the character who had been killed off at the end of the third movie. There's lore, don't forget, never forget. Killed off at the end of the third movie. Nostalgia Critic is reborn, and he starts doing these horrible clipless reviews where it would be him, and for one thing, he would also start doing newer movies. So he would be like reviewing the new like Deadpool movie or something like that. That was one of them, and we've seen some of these in the past. We watched. There's the famous ones are the Mad Max Fury Road review, where, again, because copyright was causing problems for his videos that would use clips of stuff, you know, even though that was never a problem because of his format doesn't work for, like, the way that, like, Half in the Bag does it, where they can just riff on, you know, the movie while having, like, clips of the trailer playing or whatever, because that's fine. But he goes through the whole thing in, like, a linear fashion, so he has to, like, recreate the fucking plot using, like, clips, like scenes that he films on a green screen, and they're just awful. So we're gonna watch some of that. Again, we've seen some of the classics, like the Mad Max Fury Road review, quote unquote review. They're reviews in the same way. They're slightly more like reviews than the Wall one, where like the only thing that makes it a review is like the 3 seconds at the end where they make a joke about like, oh, what did you actually think of the movie? Oh, it was fine. And then the whole rest of it is just like a weird fucking skit musical thing, parody thing. They are basically more like mini parodies that follow the plot of the film that they're doing. And I don't know if anybody in chat has any suggestions for any particularly good ones. I'm open to suggestions. The floor is now yours. Favorite classic channel that still uploads today? I guess Ashens. I don't know. It's a pretty classic channel. It's an interesting feeling for someone to, like, because Ashens started out making videos for, like, a weird forum of, like, tech enthusiasts or whatever. You know, probably people, like, his age or older. Maybe a little bit younger. And that was in, like, 2007 or 2006 or something. And now it's 2023, and most of the people that watch him now are probably, like, were born since he started uploading stuff. It's quite a thing. Yeah, but did he do Venom? He did a Venom one, huh? Let me see here. So yeah, if you've never Venom. No, well there are clips in here. Oh god, good chirp. There's clips in here. It looks like he uses clips from the movie. This isn't what I'm talking about. See, this is a normal Nostalgia Critic review. You got clips from a
What, Chief?
clips
a
from the
little girl
movie.
snuck in. You really do have the worst security.
And you know,
Kind of a fun villain. Having
yeah,
a delivery.
this is what you kind of want out of a Nostalgia Critic video. If you're trying to watch him seriously, I guess you would want a video like this. This is a return to form for him. That's not what we're looking for. That's not what we're looking for. The interview with Henchman, I'm not seeing that here. If there's another Venom video from Nostalgia Critic. I did incorrectly type in the word Venom, so that's cool. Oh, what is this? No, this is just him talking about Venom, the movie. Yeah, I don't see one that's, like, about Venom. There's other ones, but they're mostly just Doug watching them, watching the Venom movie. Yeah, that's just an average one for him. Alvin and the Chipmunks, did he do? Alvin and the Chipmunks, is this one that he recreates? No, again, people, you're not recommending the God damn it, okay. What's the era of Nostalgia I'll find them myself, goddammit. What fucking era do I look at for him that's like, fucking hell. You people are no goddamn help. do this video, and I like specified which ones we're doing. That's fine. We might do some other stuff too, you know, depending, but I want to start with the ones that are like his horrible recreations of things. What is it, like season 11 maybe? Yogi Bear, Chicken Little. No, this was 5 years ago, and I think he was still doing this sort of thing around then. Like, I think he would occasionally still make them. I don't know. Batman versus Superman? Okay, that sounds good. Batman versus Superman. Yeah, oh god, it's Angry Joe. Is this... Yeah, this is what we're looking for. It's a 25-minute Nostalgia Critic movie, everybody. Yeah, we're so lucky. Oh, good god. Did I watch the Suicide Squad one? I may not have, but regardless, we've got Angry Joe Superman. So that's always good. You know you're in good hands. Now, here's the real question. Did the Incredible Bulk look better than this? Because I'm thinking about that while I look at this city here. It's a very... like the Godzilla game for the Dreamcast, like, looking city. It doesn't look like a very good city, and it just kind of cuts off after a while, and there's nothing after it. Like, I'm sure it's just a plug-in fucking effect that they downloaded or whatever. But it looks worse than the Amazing Bulk. The rain effects look like the GTA Definitive Edition. They mad!
Ready? Yeah. Let's do this.
Well, I mean, you think it's meant to be bad, but that's the thing that, like, that's sort of the fucking... That's like what they coasted on all of those movies, too, was, oh, it's supposed to be charming how low budget it is and low effort, and it's like, maybe it is a little in the first one, but by the second one, it's only a little bit in the first one, and it still mostly just feels like they're lazy and they're using that as an excuse. But by the second and third ones, it starts to get really annoying, and he just hasn't improved over like the decade. Like, I don't know, it's maybe intended to look, but he's never made anything that's like looked good, so I just don't know that this is not just what he thinks is fine. You know, like the baseline for what Doug Walker thinks is as acceptable filmmaking from him is such that I can't really tell. Pose filmmaking. Well, is it a review?
Oh, hey guys, what's up?
You say it's a review. Okay, well, I'm getting criticized for over. Well, this is a review of this review, so first of all, fuck off. But this is on par with the stuff that he put in his movies, though. You can't just say, "Oh, it's just a review," because this is. First of all, it's not a fucking review. It's like a weird parody version of this movie. So it's not even really a review, but it's this is what you would see from like To Boldly Flee. It's the same level of shit, you know.
You ready?
The saddest thing I can say about this is that the best thing he's ever made in terms of visual filmmaking was actually the shit from Fena in the Wall review, quote unquote review, which is also bad in a lot of its own ways, but at least it's like, I don't know, it's a step up.
Yeah. Let's do this.
Yeah, like I want to accept just it's a review as like a fair thing. Inception boom, by the way. But like he did this for a number of years, and I just don't know why anybody would watch these. I don't know. We'll get further into it, but like
hey
I'm
guys.
seeing ahead
What's
later in the video where the whole thing is, oh god. Oh, I'm not looking forward to this. Oh god. This is what you're in for. So yeah, if you're not familiar, it's essentially every terrible fucking clip from, it's every part from a Nostalgia Critic video that you would skip through because they're insufferable and awful. And it's just him and his people fucking doing like dipshit fucking recreations of the movie. And if you've never seen the movie, then this doesn't work at all. And even if you have, it probably doesn't work in other ways. But if you haven't seen this movie, then it's just like a, well, like it works as sort of a parody, as like a really bad parody. But as like a review, quote unquote, it's not really, because you're not watching them criticize the actual movie. You're watching like a weird like high school stage play version of the events of the movie, mixed with parody. It's like the Wall video, but with less musical, basically.
Done.
I love how he has a gun too. Like, I don't know if I've ever pointed out how gun equals funny it is that the logo of the Nostalgia Critic is him fucking holding this stupid gun. That's so good. Like, because he always has the fucking gun, and it's so unfunny every time he brings out the gun, and isn't it funny he just shot the guy? That's such an overreaction to the but it's like actually part of the logo. That is literally baked into the brand of the Nostalgia Critic, is him with this stupid fucking gun. That's great. I have never really noticed that
So,
before.
what do you think of our prequel to DC's Avengers Part 1? We accomplished what Marvel did in several movies with just one movie, with the exact same results.
I'd rather we saw a good Batman-Superman movie.
What? I thought you liked it.
No!
Kinda.
Well, then you didn't like it?
No.
Kinda!
Well, then what's the problem?
People have been waiting years to see this team up.
Yeah, and the choices you made were just so
DC!
This is arguably the most anticipated comic
Okay, well, no, it's not. What do you mean? The most anticipated comic book movie of...
book movie of all time, in that people have been waiting to see it even before.
No, what about the fucking Avengers? What are you talking about? This is, I guess. I guess people wanted this to some extent, but I remember when this movie came out and everybody was like, why didn't they just make a Batman movie? Which is, I'm sure, something he's already kind of touched on that, but yeah.
Before it was announced. There have been several comics where Batman and Superman are together, as well as cartoons. But,
Alright, so far this is fine. This is just normal Nostalgia Critic. This is a perfectly fine video currently.
despite there being tons of Batman and Superman movies, there had never been one with them together. However, with the Marvel crossovers proving to be exceptionally successful, DC felt it was time to throw their hat into the ring and use this as a means to start their own DC cinematic universe. Despite a very strong opening, its box office dropped a shocking 68% the following weekend.
We're gonna skip to the bad parts again.
How bad is that? Batman and Robin's second weekend had a 63% drop. Wow, that means more
Wow.
people went back to see that film rather than Batman vs. Superman.
That's definitely what that means, Doug,
What
yes.
the hell have you done, Zach?
All right, well, why don't you just start from the beginning of the film?
All right.
We're gonna start from the beginning, but instead of using... What is that,
Wait,
Batman
you're just playing a
Begins?
few minutes from Batman Begins.
Exactly! After showing a flashback we've seen done so much, I'm surprised there's no...
Yeah, and so you get these recreations, and I can almost see if this wasn't 25 minutes long, if this was just like a really super quick recap that had little, just like a vignette of him and his crew like reenacting these scenes in like a comedic way, I could kind of see it. But it's like 25 minutes
action
of
figures
this.
of it. We cut to yet another flashback of Bruce driving through Metropolis when it was being destroyed by zombies.
Fake business associate, you have to get out of Metropolis.
Why? Oh, wow. Good thing you called me. I never would have looked out the window to notice that.
Your dad's in an explosion.
I will avenge you, man, the audience barely knows. As well as all the lives we're only now acknowledging might be Superman's fault!
Flash forward a year later as, thank God, Lois figures out Clark Kent is Superman and they discuss their future together.
Clark, I'm concerned. People were shot to death in the desert, and they're blaming you.
I mean, this is really the role that Angry Joe was made for, too. Getting to be Superman. But did anybody really ask for Doug to be Batman, though?
For some reason. Hey, Zach, what's that about?
Yeah, what's that about?
Well, if you can't see how they would mistake Superman shooting people to death,
Yeah, who do they think he is, Batman?
I don't think I should have to explain the obvious. Besides, this leads to a very deep conversation.
I just don't know if the world is ready to accept you, or if what you're doing is right, or if it is right, if it's just gonna make things worse. You're standing in the bathtub.
I'm standing in the bathtub.
I feel like we were discussing some very important issues.
I don't know. It's it's really funny. It's
It's
just
your-
such a funny scene. He's
Good
standing in the bathtub.
But it looks like one of the people intimidated by Supes is Lex Luthor, played remarkably without
Oh, Obscurus Lupa, she's back.
apology by Jesse Eisenberg.
Hey, Mr. Standard Man, look what I got. A shiny green rock that can weaken Kryptonians. I'll let you have it if you give me access to Zod's ship.
You seem completely unbalanced. Why would I give you access to any of that?
Because I've got Jolly Ranchers.
Sold.
Yeah, so it's like it is a review, but you're not... I guess you're reviewing the choices made by the director and like the writer on like making the movie this way, but you're not... It's not really communicating that well by showing us all these... Just these fucking clips.
Cherry.
These like
By the way, Wonder
recreations.
Woman's in this movie.
Hello.
Okay, so what's the problem? Come on.
I mean, they all seem like they're having fun.
First, Jesse Eisenberg.
That's always a good thing you can say about a production is, yeah, you guys look like you had fun up there.
Second, if Superman took
It's
down
like Rex Viper or whatever. You guys are having a good time.
military satellites trying to track him, why the hell didn't he take Zod's ship, a weapon from Krypton, away from them?
Third, Jesse Eisenberg. Fourth, there's no reason for Luthor to hate Superman here. In the comics and movies, Superman foils his evil plans constantly, so it makes sense to try to kill him. But in this movie, if anything, Lex Luthor benefits from Superman as he said he has contracts to rebuild everything that was destroyed.
Okay, fine. That's fair. But he also probably... It's the classic... He's gonna be evil. I have power. And I'm... You know, it's Superman is God. You know, Zack Snyder loves that. And Lex Luthor is like fucking, you know, he's Jeff Bezos. Jeffrey Bezos! He's up there in his, like, tower. And he's like, oh, wow, God just came down to the planet. Well, I'm better than God. I've got a lot of money. So I'm gonna rationalize this as, well, Superman might turn evil, so we gotta do some stuff to keep him in order. So I need to have my kryptonite and stuff. It's that storyline. It's not really about Superman might be evil. It's about Lex Luthor is, you know, crazy. But, you know, but I guess, you know, yeah, that's true. I guess he would probably rebuild some stuff.
His motivations are completely backward.
Actually! Like everyone else, he's afraid of Superman's massive power and ability to destroy.
No, he isn't. Not really.
Doomsday later! That's like 5 Supermans with a fist for a brain!
And what was that other thing?
Oh, yeah. Jesse Eisenberg! Whether you want to call him Lex Luthor Jr. or whatever, this is a beyond awkward performance.
Even at
So you do have some, like, kind of clips. They're just stills. But it's like, it's almost back to the regular style of Nostalgia Critic.
as corny as Lex is a powerful, charming, diabolical mastermind.
I mean, they
he always
got
had a cool attitude,
fucked over
a
hard by
business-type
the
mindset,
copyright.
and a suave, calculating demeanor.
This guy is more like Roger Rabbit if he was a supervillain.
But at least he introduces Clark Kent.
Yeah, it sure would be great if we got to see some footage of him acting. Instead of just seeing still frames of him, and then your stupid recreation of him. To, I guess, get an approximation of that. These videos really only work for people that have already seen the movie, like I said. And if you haven't, they're just kind of confusing and weird and don't really get their point across. A lot of people watch videos like this to get an idea if they want to see a movie, or, you know, just because they don't care about, like, you know, I've never seen the Suicide Squad movie, but I've seen Red Letter Media talk about it, you know. Like, sometimes you just don't care about the actual movie. You just want to see some people making fun of it because, you know, it's not something you're interested in. And so maybe that's what a lot of people would watch Nostalgia Critic for, is like, yeah, what does he have to say about Ninja Turtles? I'm not gonna fucking watch Ninja Turtles, but what does he have to say about it, you know? And it just doesn't work that fucking well for that purpose. If you're like, I've seen this movie and I don't even remember the details of Jesse Eisenberg's performance well enough that him just saying Jesse Eisenberg and, like, describing him as Roger Rabbit is enough for me to be like, oh yeah, I see what you mean there. Yeah, that's a good point, Doug. It doesn't work. You can see why this format is not like something he's doing anymore, but it's something he did for a fucking while, and man.
Bruce Wayne, that'll really...
This is one of the better ones that I've seen. At least this isn't the Mad Max Fury Road review or the Deadpool one.
Get them hating.
God, the fucking Deadpool one.
Yeah, but why? We have a vague understanding of why Batman hates Superman, but there's really no reason Superman should hate Batman.
So nice to meet you, Bruce Wayne. The pleasure's all mine, Clark Kent. I hear Batman is trampling on civil liberties, making people live in fear, thinking he's above the law.
I hear Superman is powerfully dangerous, putting tons of people in harm's way. If there's even a 1% chance that he's unstable, he must be destroyed.
I mean, yeah, I guess this is fine.
By the way, Wonder Woman's in this movie.
Hello.
That's a good gag. I'll give you that. That's a good gag. That's a perfectly effective illustration of how Wonder Woman is used in this movie. I'm gonna give him that one.
Boys, God, I love bringing people together. This reminds me of the time that I ended up...
God, Pro Jared in a fucking wig over there really is not good in this. Like, you're gonna criticize Jesse Eisenberg for his performance of Lex Luthor, but this guy's performance of Jesse Eisenberg's performance of Lex Luthor is fucking awful.
That's Lex Luthor.
No!
Afraid so.
Does he ever shut up?
I don't know. Let's ask him.
Oh!
Allegedly a critique.
Well, I guess I had that coming. See you later, boys.
Smokin'!
Oh, good God.
Like a bad dream, man.
That's
my
not good.
department.
What?
Yeah, I want most people to look at me and say he was such a good Batman he could do most of it in his sleep.
Well,
So I-
yeah, I mean, like, it's kind of goes without saying that somebody in chat says this is cringe. Yeah, I mean, that's... Like, I don't know, everything else aside, it's just a very... It's like an unpleasant video to watch. It's hard to sit through. They're not funny, and it's just kind of embarrassing that for everybody involved. I feel embarrassed for myself watching this. Like, none of you should be watching this in public. Or, like, at work or anything. Family should not ever see you watching this stream. You know, we've seen a lot of stuff on the stream that was pretty bad. But... fucking... This is, like... This just makes you feel sad about your life.
I do most of it in my sleep. In fact, this is a dream sequence right now.
It's cringe, but it does have soul. I mean, they do look like they're having a good time, like I said, and that's true, but it doesn't make it less unbearable, though.
Future characters, things you don't understand yet, so it must be clever.
Hello.
Alright, the Wonder Woman joke gave me a little laugh there. They're gonna overuse it though, aren't they? That's gonna get annoying. They've already done it like 3 times, but alright.
Wayne, what is it?
I just don't know, Commissioner Alfred. I just feel like the motivations of the next film are being figured out before the motivations of this film.
Well, that's still not gonna get me grandchildren anytime soon.
Not this again.
Yes, this again.
It gets even weirder when Batman is chasing down some.
Wait. So he's Alfred and Gordon, but he wants grandkids? Is he supposed to be like his grandfather? Like pressuring... What? Is that funny? Guy goes into the doctor's office. Ba-dum boom. Was that funny? I don't think so, no.
Guys who have the kryptonite, and Superman stops him right in his
I don't know what that
tracks
joke
for pretty
was.
much
Were they
no
sleeping
reason.
together?
My only weakness that can kill you.
I hate you.
Why?
Because you're a vigilante.
You're a vigilante. I hate you because you're responsible for a ton of deaths.
You're responsible for a ton of
Oh,
death.
we've already made this point. Yeah, like again, this video doesn't need to be so fucking long.
That's ridiculous. I value human life much more than you ever will.
Just stop hypocriting where I'm hypocriting. Go back to Gotham. It's literally across the street.
Tell me something. Do you bleed? Whoa. We're cool.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Listen, detective, if I'm so bloodthirsty as you say I am, why haven't I killed you already?
Because I intimidate you? Boo. You never answered me. Do you bleed? You will.
What did you say?
Nothing.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, and again, I can kind of see this working as a bit of a parody of the movie, but you know, the way that they're setting this all up is not working for that, you know, because it is supposed to be a review, kind of. The motivations of this they're setting up the motivations for the next review before they even finish their motivations for this review, but the like motivations for why this was made are muddy and confusing. But then the actual parody is just not very good. There's some jokes here, like yeah, there's like a joke you could make about like Batman, like no, nothing. I didn't say anything. Like that's something, but it's just not done that well. It's just not. They're not good actors. They're not good comedically. Every time they try to do something funny, even if I feel like it could land in like a better thing, it's just not good. It's never good.
A real mature.
Why is there a commercial break? We'll be back after these messages. Tired of foot fungus? Yeah, I got foot fungus in my foot. It's so bad I can't go inside or nothing. It's real bad. Well, you can get Fungicide to get rid of that. The official sponsor of Nostalgia Critic and Dogs Eating Dog 6. We now return to Nostalgia Critic.
Okay, so you guys don't think Batman and Superman have enough reasons to hate each other. But hey, you gotta give me credit. Lex Luthor, his plan's pretty amazing.
How?
by inviting Superman to the Capitol building and then blowing it up, causing people to hate him more.
Yeah, so let me ask. What is it that separates fucking Mike and Jay, the VCR salesmen, the VCR repairmen, who are participating in a 10-year-long plus scam on an old man who just wants to watch his Night Court tape? Why is that, like, continually still funny? Even though sometimes that will also, like their Captain Marvel video, that takes up, like, there's like a 5-minute scene at the beginning of that fucking video where they're just making jokes about, like, Milwaukee, and, like, it's just Mr. Plinkett on the phone or whatever. And yet again, for some reason, that's always, like, they have entire videos, like the Maze Runner review, that's just a joke where they don't review it, and it's just, like, a 10-minute Mike and Jay's gay wedding. I don't know why that's funny. Even just thinking about that, Mike force feeding Jay cake to make him gay secretly, in covertly giving him gay cake so that he'll fall in love with Mr. Plinkett. I'm just thinking about it and it's making me laugh. And yet this whole fucking production of them dressed as, like, Superman, it's just hard to sit through. What are the answers? Well, they're actually funny. They never take it seriously. Yeah. They put in way more effort and they don't take it seriously. Yeah, if you've ever seen the video of them, like, putting together the set for the Plinkett house or whatever, they put in a lot of fucking work in that studio. They put in a lot of fucking, you see the behind the scenes thing where they melt down the VHS tapes or whatever, and they make the table out of the gremlin, the table coffin. There's so much work going on to make new Plinketto boards and shit there. And even just in the skits that they do, it's like, I mean, even in, like, Best of the Worst, you get like extended segments where they're just, like, you know, they're chasing people through the studio. I got your car keys, you fuck! Where do you think you're going? And this, you got these whole fucking, and it's just like, holy shit, get back to the movie.
Even in the movie, they know he didn't do it.
And they kind of, even when he's talking about the movie, I'm somehow like, get back to the movie. It's a never-ending cycle of hell.
And why would Superman use a bomb? He doesn't need one.
But it's okay because he scares Superman into exile.
What was that Lex's plan?
A number of people also just responded to the RLM question and said, "Talent is the answer. Talent." Yeah, it might be. Although if I've not seen Space Cop, I've heard bad things, so maybe not.
I don't know. I mean, yes, that's exactly what he wanted.
Why does he make another Kryptonian then?
I wish I could watch Space Cop on stream. I would love to make that like the final boss of of Nostalgia Critic movies. Watching fucking Space Cop. The ultimate, the final super boss at the end of time is Space Cop. Technically as far removed from a Nostalgia Critic movie as could be, but spiritually somehow linked, tied through irreparable bonds of internet reviewer movies. But I think that movie is like a step beyond being able to just watch it on YouTube like the fucking Nostalgia Critic movies are, so yeah. Maybe like a watch along where I don't actually show it, but people, yeah, but that would be hard to do.
Tricks the incredibly advanced Kryptonian technology using fake fingerprints and forces it to genetic.
Mike is very annoying and unfunny in it. Oh no. Yeah, I have heard negative things. I feel like I would enjoy it, but I would also not, you know. I've been willing to acknowledge that I find certain jokes in Futurama, classic Futurama episodes, to be kind of grating and eye-rolling. And so I think I would be willing to be fair and say that movie sucks if I didn't like it.
Combined his DNA with that of Zod.
You know, genetic mutation is forbidden by Kryptonians.
Oh, they are routinely misspelling the word Kryptonians. That's understandable, but I mean, it's like just read it. It's clearly not I hate, because it's like, I don't want to be an actually about like a fucking typo here in your video, but like you are reviewing this movie and you're being kind of an actually about the fucking plot of the movie. Like, why did Superman do this? Why did he, like, you can't even spell Kryptonians right. Let's get this, let's keep this 100 here. Come on.
But they're
now.
all dead, so it really doesn't matter.
Even though your fingerprints convinced me.
Oh god, the AVGN movie. I've never seen that one either. Oh, I've heard that one's really bad. That one's like the no, that's the real final boss. I'm thinking about like the Guitar Hero tier list, the way that it sorts by difficulty. And like the first one, the first encore song is Kick-Assia, right? You know, for the nostalgic Guitar Hero nostalgia critic. The first tier, the boss is gonna be Kick-Assia, and then it goes up, and then you get to like the penultimate tier is gonna be like, I think Space Cop is like the secret unlockable song. That's what that would be in that analogy.
I'll roll with it.
Boy, don't you wish this is how all advanced technology worked?
This phone is password protected.
Yeah, but the guy who owned it died.
Oh, okay. Here's all his info.
Jackpot.
Oh, hey, whose phone is that?
Ah, it's yours.
What? Hey, give me that.
Ooh, look at all the Spartan porn.
It's just so frustrating because I feel like, again, I don't want to say they're untalented completely because there's parts where I could see the jokes kind of working a little bit if they were just executed slightly differently. And I've said this so many times about stuff that Doug Walker has made. I think he might be maybe a slightly decent comedy writer. I know that sounds hard to believe from what we've all seen from him. But I feel like separated from the execution, some of these jokes could work a little bit better if you just wrote them down on paper and like they were done by somebody with more talent. I don't think but he just forces himself to be involved in everything, in the writing, the directing, the starring, the fucking editing. Probably he's like involved in everything, and you know, yeah, if he just wrote them, I think it would be a little better.
I don't need this. I'm friends with Christopher Nolan.
So while in exile, Clark comes across his dead father building a snow fort. This is either because A...
I've never heard fucking Rex Viper either. Maybe that should be a stream. We just... I can't, because that would be difficult, because the AVGN movie is like... Hang on. I don't think it's, like, available on YouTube. It's one that, AVGN movie. Well, Nostalgia Critic watched it. Yeah, it's not on YouTube. You would need to, like, buy it, or maybe it's on, like, fucking Amazon Prime or something. Let me see here. It might be on, like, Prime Video. Yeah. Give me Prime Video here. No, it's not. I had a weird feeling it might have been on Prime Video, but it's not. But we do have this. We have, Avengers of Justice Farce Wars. So that looks exciting. But, Super Bat and the Avengers of Justice come out of retirement to stop Dark Jokester and Lisp Luthor from freezing the planet. Wow, this actually looks a lot better than what we're watching right now. I mean, I just gave you that description, and yet, like... I mean, it has, like... It looks like a movie, at least. It looks like a bad movie, but it looks like a movie. It's the Avengers of Justice, everybody. Yeah, no AVGN movie, though, sadly, on here. I don't know where that would be available. You probably need to, like, buy it from their site or something, or pirate it, I guess, but, you know, we wouldn't condone that. No, I would like to watch that on stream to some extent, but it would just be difficult. Like, it's one thing to maybe do that with something that's on Netflix that everybody could watch along with easily, but if it's not publicly available in an easy way, I mean, I don't know. That'd be a little difficult to do. I can't actually stream it, so it'd have to be like, watch it along on your own pace, and if you don't have it available, then that kind of sucks. So maybe not, sadly. I would really like to. Maybe I'll just watch it in my own time and do like a video about it or something. Cause yeah, I think it would be. I think it's high time I watch the fucking AVGN movie, at least. If not Space Cop, at least the AVGN movie.
Clark comes across his dead father building a snow fort. This is either because A, he's a ghost, B, Clark's hallucinating, C, more inconsistent Kryptonian technology, or
like
D,
rift
if this is
traps.
really your biggest question through all of this, you're on Quaaludes.
Not up.
Okay. Meanwhile,
Why
Luther's
is his dad? Why do they have a guy? Is that like Doug or somebody? But just with like, what's his name? Kevin Costner's head over him. Why are they doing that just for this character? Isn't that a little weird? Now every other character is just some Doug Walker actor, like Malcolm or Angry Joe or whatever, and then for this one character, it's Kevin Costner's head on another person's body. It's a weird choice.
Your
It's a
biggest
weird
question
choice.
through all of this, you're on Quaaludes.
Not up.
okay. Meanwhile, Luther's men sneak up on Lois and kidnap her.
Oh, don't worry. This happens all the time. I brought my own chloroform.
Like, imagine watching this. Again, just like, I'm sure a number of people in chat have probably not seen this movie. So I'm just imagining somebody like getting confused now about, because like this is Tamara or whatever. She's the same woman who plays Wonder Woman, the little Wonder Woman. Hello, cameo. And so I could see somebody who has no context just being like, "Oh wait, is Lois Lane Wonder Woman? What's happening? What's going on?" Because he has such a small pool of actors, and I don't know. I guess it's understandable in the context of like a Royal Canadian Air Farce type of thing, where it is like a troupe of like 6 or 7 actors or whatever, and so they'll all be playing like multiple characters. I guess if you look at it that way, maybe it's okay, like Monty Python, whatever. But I don't know. Again, it just doesn't work that well somehow for some reason.
And she wakes up on top of Lex's building.
Hello, my dear.
Aha! I knew it! Through my journalistic skills, I figured out it was you, thus completing my incredibly essential role to this film.
Oh, you figured out that Lex Luthor was the bad guy, huh? Real brains.
So far, I have to say her inclusions have been the parts that have given me anything close to a laugh. Like that right there was kind of funny. I like that. Her Wonder Woman part is okay too. I think she might be the one somewhat gifted performer in this group right now.
Oh, you figured out that
Malcolm's also fine, but he's not really funny.
Lex Luthor was
Here,
the
at
bad
least.
guy, huh? Real brain scratcher there. Nobody else would have figured that one
This
out.
guy's fucking insufferable. I really hate Pro Jared.
Solidified yourself as a necessity there. You know what I was doing while you were figuring out that?
I mean, it's just, but I can't look at him and not think Obscurus Lupa, though. I say Pro Jared. It's like multiple layers of parody of Pro Jared dressed as Obscurus Lupa, dressed as Jesse Eisenberg, dressed as Lex Luthor with weird hair. It's such a great, it's like a sandwich.
Incredible info. Figured out who Superman was. Figured out who
It's
Batman
not Pro
was.
Jared.
And
No.
planned 2 kidnappings to take place on the night
It's
he was
not.
planning to finish him off. See, there you go. And you know what the best part is? I did all of that off screen, so even I don't know how I did all this impossible shit. Phew, is it chilly up here? Or is that just the cold uselessness of your character?
Hey! I'm really important!
Oh yeah, sure. Let's get to the one thing that we know you're good at.
Thank you! I really am important!
I do like his purple jacket. That's cool.
It's over, Luther.
I don't remember if he had that in the movie because we aren't seeing fucking clips of the movie.
Your mama says blah.
Says blah?
No, but she will when I slit her throat. Now go kill Batman because I think it'd be cool.
Okay.
Yeah, see, this is where you go completely off the fucking rails. Like, there was a framework for, like, the first half of this thing. We're still in the first half, but where it was, like, Doug and Joe explaining, like, to Zack Snyder why his movie doesn't work. And that's sort of the context of the review. But now we're getting into this where they're not setting up what actually happens in the movie, and we're just watching this weird parody version with no context. Like, again, if you haven't seen it, or you're like me and you kind of forget what happens, it's like, oh wait, did that happen? Or are they just having fun? What's going on? Is this a joke? Oh, was that in the movie? Oh. It's not great. It's fallen off the rails.
This is it. We barely have a reason to hate each other, except we hate the fact that the other one kills. I'll kill you for that!
The speed lines!
Pretty high drama, huh?
Orc.
Isn't this it? Isn't this what you've always wanted to see?
Yeah, it's what we've always wanted.
I also have to say, speaking of people without talent, or people with talent, this guy here is apparently the one who resurrected Demo Reel, and he, I mentioned this last time. He's like, he brought back fucking Demo Reel as like a Twilight Zone parody, where like the characters from Demo Reel become self-aware or something. I forget exactly what it was. But it actually had cinematography, and it had like effort put in, and I think he was the one behind all of that. So there are people at Channel Awesome who aren't Doug. Who are trying.
Always wanted to see?
Yeah, it's what we've always wanted to see.
But not why we wanted to see it.
We want to see Batman and Superman fight because they have different ideologies that we enjoy.
So this is also just... No, we don't, really. I mean, who wanted to see that? I didn't. Oh, Batman, Superman, fight, yeah. I distinctly remember thinking that it was weird that the concept of this movie was... Like, the title of it was Batman versus Superman. Whereas the comic that it was kind of based on... A little bit, not really as it turned out, but I thought it would be based on the Batman Superman comic where they like fought Metallo or whatever, and then other stuff happened. I don't really remember, but you know, that was a classic. But it wasn't that. It was just some weird fucking shit. Like they teamed up in that. There was like there were times in like Dark Knight Returns or whatever where Batman and Superman would fight. But there would actually be reasons for it, you know? I guess that's kind of what he's getting at here. But it's like, I don't know, my first instinct was not, we need a movie where they battle. It was kind of, we need a movie where they're, well, we need a Batman movie, and then we need, like, one where they're maybe, like, friends, and maybe they fight at the end, or something, like, a little bit, or something happened. Like, Civil War, basically. Basically, Civil War. They were just trying to cash in super hard on Civil War. That's what it really was.
One is dark and aggressive, the other is kind and hopeful. Seeing 2 points of view that are different but we identify with go head and head is deep and conflicting drama.
But Superman...
Redhead dude is not Spoonie. What are you talking about?
Man is fighting to save his mom, and Batman is fighting because he pretty much
I actually have no idea who Redhead dude is. The Jesse Eisenberg character. I have fucking no idea. Because I don't think I've ever seen him in a Nostalgia Critic video before. If I have, I haven't noticed him being as insufferable as he is here as Lex Luthor.
He does. It's not an epic fight if the motivations are weak.
Oh,
it is the literal definition of forced.
Yeah, but isn't it so cool the way Batman swings him around like a yo-yo?
Yeah.
And isn't it cool the way Superman punches him across the building?
Yeah.
And wasn't it cool when Batman sprayed him with kryptonite gas, or just minutes later he could stab him with a
They're finally spelling it correctly.
kryptonite spear?
Wait a minute. Why didn't he just stab him with the spear first?
Huh?
Yeah, if this is a battle of brains as well as brawn, why didn't Batman just stab him as his first...
Oh my god, this just reminds me of this time. Shit like this always reminds me of this great thread I saw on like Game Facts, I think, back in like 2000, I don't know, 2005, 2002, you know, years and years ago. And it was talking about Ocarina of Time, and it was somebody going, they had this whole big post. They went, well, if Ganondorf knew about all of the prophecy and all the sages and everything, why didn't he just chill out on top of the Temple of Time and like jump down the moment Link emerges as an adult and fucking kill him, or whatever, you know, before that, or something like that? And the first post was just somebody saying, because then there wouldn't be a game. It's like, I don't know. Yeah, why didn't they talk out their fucking differences? You know, there's a whole... nested subsequence of fucking things that they could have done to avoid the giant stupid movie battle. But the giant stupid movie battle was the goal. So clearly they could have done a better job of facilitating that, but I don't know. It's like, yeah, that's what the point of it was. That's what the point of the mask is. The giant stupid movie battle. Why didn't Batman just... Because they wanted to have a fucking scene where they fight, you dingus.
Move.
That's what the movie is for.
Well, look! Aquaman's in the movie!
Hello.
Answer the question!
Okay, we did it so people could see more of them fighting. I'm cool!
And there's your problem. They see them fighting, but they don't experience them fighting. Anyone can just watch two people fight. Hell, you can just take two strangers, put them in Batman and Superman costumes, and have them do cool stuff.
But if you're constantly questioning why throughout the whole thing, you're not experiencing it. You're constantly being distracted by elements that don't add up.
I guess so. Fine. Yeah.
But perhaps you didn't hear me. Aquaman's in the movie!
Hello.
Why they didn't have an Aquaman actor? Why is that? They had the lady dress up as Wonder Woman, but they couldn't have somebody dress up as Aquaman. There's so many weird little choices like that where I'm like, you had to get somebody dressed up and have like Kevin Costner's head on their body so that people knew that it was supposed to be Superman's dad. You couldn't get somebody just dressed as Aquaman. There's not a Halloween costume of Aquaman, really? Have Doug going, hello, and a little fucking PNG passes by, like when I do my Sangi dance.
Cyborg?
No, Zach. No.
Batman has the upper hand until an amazing discovery is made.
Martha!
What? What'd you say?
I need to save Martha!
Oh my god. My mother's still alive.
No, you idiot! Your mothers have the same name.
This instantly erases all hatred.
From now on, you and I will be best friends.
I'll throw this over here then.
This just feels like such low-hanging fruit in a way. I mean, again, I'm imagining this from the perspective of someone who hasn't seen this movie. And you just have to kind of fucking take their word for it. But yeah, the scene is basically like this. I mean, I don't know. The scene is basically like this. Yeah, it's I don't know. It's such a fucking bad movie that it's amazing that they put this much time into talking about it in this like serious of a way. Like they gave it this much fucking respect as to like treat it like it's a real movie in some fashion. It's adorable.
Haha! I've created the ultimate Kryptonian devil!
I'll just go and grab that then.
Somebody says this is what Gen Z thinks is funny. I don't know. Look at these folks. Do they scream Gen Z to you? I don't think so. I'm not sure.
What is this, like the 4th time? I'll save you, Lois, and I'll grab this spear, which is the only thing that weakens me.
I'm important!
Yeah, you used to be.
And I'm Batman.
Haha, I've done it! I've created the ultimate Kryptonian devil! Candy? Oh! On my face! Why is your spirit all over my face?
What would society be like now if not for the Dark Knight movies? You know, because, like... I mean, I feel like there'd be a bunch of people who didn't get shot at a movie theater in Colorado, for one thing. But, you know, that's not really necessarily true. But, no, there's, God, actually, that's what this guy looks like a little bit with the fucking hair. But, no, I mean, just like the people... Doug doing the, I'm Batman! This isn't even that movie, Doug. This is not the same Batman who talked like that. He doesn't talk like that in this movie. You know, it's not even relevant to the film you're talking about. That it's like the people that won't let the fucking Heath Ledger Joker die. And like, just, God... Just let it go. There's other Jokers you can do impressions of. You don't have to stick to the fucking, you wanna know I got these scars? Just do fucking Cesar Romero Joker, anything but this.
What's going on here, Lex? I thought you hated Kryptonians. Now you've made another one. Your plan makes no sense.
Somebody says that Angry Joe looks like fake Kiryu from Yakuza Kiwami 2. Yeah, he looks like the fat Kiryu in the funny suit. Yeah, he kind of, he's like the fake Kiryu version of Superman. I could see that.
You don't get it. My plan is chaos. God versus God. Anarchy. The bell has been rung. Ding, 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 ding. Let's put a smile on that face.
Lex Luthor.
Uh-huh.
You're portraying Lex Luthor right now.
That's nothing. Wait till you see how well we understand Doomsday.
Doomsday?
Yes, we wrote him so he's a combo of Lex and Zod's DNA, creating...
Roar, roar! I am your Doomsday. Roar.
What the fuck is this? This isn't what it looked like in the movie. Is this a stupid joke? This is what I'm talking about. Like, if you haven't seen the movie, are you gonna actually think that Doomsday in this... Because, yeah, the Lex Luthor is a pretty bad one, but when they joke about Doomsday, I'm like, well, no, it's kind of just Doomsday in that movie. I mean, that's one thing they got right. He's just it's pretty easy. He's just a big, stupid monster. He's just a big, stupid monster that punches Superman a whole lot, you know. So, I mean, they got that part down. They didn't make him look like this. What the fuck? What is this? Is this a joke?
I will find him!
But that's not what Doomsday looks like.
Oh? What did you expect? A monster evolved from cloning thousands of alien babies dying
He does basically look like this.
being reborn until it created the ultimate killing machine? Like in the comic?
Yeah.
Well, why would that look anything like Zod and Luthor's goddamn DNA? A combination of Zod and Luthor.
Oh, he's saying, okay, so it should look like this? Well, I don't think it was exclusively that. It's also probably Krypton bullshit.
Luthor should look exactly like that. Zod and Luthor. Where did this double-sized, double-muscle brain dead
Actually, that does look kind of shitty compared to the comic one, but I mean, it's fine.
dick-missing creature come from? In fact, wait a minute. Lex Luthor combining his DNA with Kryptonian DNA to create an uncontrollable monster? That's Nuclear Man! Oh my god! Zack Snyder is getting inspiration from Superman 4! The worst Superman movie ever!
Oh, his voice is getting louder again. It's getting higher pitched again. Somebody save us.
We got Doomsday in the movie! Dude, this isn't a contest for how much shit you can jam in this movie. We loved these characters because they were given time to develop.
Just because
Doomsday had so much time to fucking develop in the comics, you know. I remember that time he started talking about the ship of Theseus. Yeah, it was really, really interesting, thought-provoking scene.
give them the same name doesn't automatically make them the same character.
But what if we had the Flash?
Shut
It's pronounced Nuclear Man. Huh. Nuclear.
hell.
I love the fucking sound effects of Joe's stupid leather jacket.
Hell.
God, it's so bad. Him trying to be funny. Every time Angry Joe tries to be funny, I mean, he's like on par with Doug for terrible comedic delivery. Just no timing, no, like...
Hell.
He's doing like almost I want to say like a Jim Carrey bit here. Like you could see Jim Carrey doing this kind of thing in like the Ace Ventura movies. And he'd like be mugging at the camera a bit more, but... It's like the Hallmark movie version of Jim Carrey.
Okay.
So after Wonder Woman finally joins the team...
Hello.
Yeah.
Oh, I can stay this time?
It's officially stopped being funny now. It was kind of funny the first few times, but...
Awesome.
Batman has a great idea.
We need to lure him into the city towards the kryptonite, where all the innocent people are.
Wouldn't it be easier to bring the easily transportable kryptonite here?
Don't you watch these movies? We don't save people from destruction, we bring it to them.
Then Superman has a great
Oh my god, you're not wrong, chat member. It's Jeff Sokol. He wants his pizza, goddammit. You're right. It really is like, it really does look like him.
Wouldn't it be easier to bring the easily transportable kryptonite here?
Don't you watch these movies? We don't save people from destruction, we bring it to them.
Then Superman has a great idea. I'm gonna sacrifice myself to save us all.
Are you sure?
Yes, even though there's probably 1,000 other ways we can be doing this right now, but
No, I'm gonna sacrifice myself.
No, I meant, are you sure you're gonna kill him? Because wasn't killing Zod a big deal in the first one?
Yeah, but I got over it.
We seem to do that a lot.
I will fight him! Superman rushes towards Doomsday with the kryptonite spear, and he dies.
Superman dies in the second movie.
Well, don't forget, there's even more than that. We use even more Jesus symbolism. Don't worry, we'll get through all the Stations of the Cross. Luthor is sent to jail.
See? I have a bald head now. I'm totally Lex Luthor. Why so serious?
You made that joke already.
And just when you think he's really gone for good, a few specks of dirt rise from his coffin, hinting that maybe, just maybe, he'll come back. Thus, we've combined the most
Oh god, I just have nothing to even say. It's just so... Yeah, he just like, it's... I've said before that a lot of these videos tend to feel like something... Well, no, it's not these, it's fucking Control-Alt-Delete. It's what this reminds me of. Where it's... something that could maybe be like a tweet that you send, like maybe it's like a little, yeah, I could see you making some of these points and some of these jokes as like a tweet, but making this into a whole production, like I could see it being a funny little musing, but it's like acted out, and there's editing, and they have the music, and there's multiple people with salaries being paid here, and it's just insufferable. It's just so little to say. I mean, it's just everything else I've already heard people say about this fucking movie too. Like, I've heard other people make all of the fucking points that are made here, but in videos that are, again, Red Letter Media, basically. In the one that where they talked about this movie, it was, you know, they said all that was said here in maybe I think a longer video, but it was more entertaining and it was less fucking unbearable to sit through. And yeah, just not like this, not this whole thing with these like skits that just go on for fucking ever. Jesus
Batman
Christ.
and Superman stories into one emotional package, giving you exactly what you've always wanted to see. Come on.
They're gonna shoot him with a funny gun or something. They're gonna beat him up with... Wow, you really needed to not wear the fucking... the leather, Joe. This is ridiculous. This is... Listen to this. This is fucking insane. It's so much fucking leather Foley. Holy shit. He's gonna yell now. Loud it's not gun equals funny, it's loud equals funny. It is his uniform, but they didn't stop and think about how this would sound in this context where we... I don't know, there's ways around it. You just cut out the audio of him fucking making... Like, is his mic directly on the leather? Is that what it is? There has to be a way to have a fucking guy in a leather jacket on... I'm sure that somebody has been on film before in a leather jacket without it sounding like they're playing at the fucking leather factory. But that's what it sounds like with Joe.
You know what I
It's like a fetish video.
No? I want to see the Justice League at his funeral, but now I can't. I want to see a hero slowly stripped of his life in the
I wanted to see more pirate action!
ultimate battle, instead of just being stabbed in one swoop, but now I can't. I want to build a connection with this Superman.
Yeah,
the
they're definitely never gonna make a movie about any of this shit again.
same way he built a connection with me in hundreds of stories.
Why don't you just watch the fucking animated movies? Like, if you really want that, the animated movies do all of this fine. They're perfectly good animated retellings of the comics. Does it really only matter if it's Henry Cavill? Alright.
But now I can't! I want to fear that this might be the time that Superman doesn't make it back. But now I can't! How many comics were there before Superman?
This is such a fucking impassioned nerd speech.
I want to know that Star Trek is okay. I want to know that Captain Kirk is okay. And now I can't. I can't.
And died?
I don't know.
Hundreds! Thousands! And how many movies did you make with him?
2.
2! You killed him in 2 movies and you barely even focused on him. You know what I want to see? I want to see you earn Superman's death. This isn't fucking Jimmy Olsen. This is goddamn Superman.
Well, also Jimmy Olsen got pretty disrespected, pretty hardcore too. They didn't even mention that. They mentioned the people in the desert who died at the beginning. I think one of them was Jimmy Olsen, so that's a little weird.
Deserves your time and respect.
Jimmy Olsen deserves respect too. There was an ongoing series for years. I think it's still ongoing to some extent. Superman's pal Jimmy Olsen. Which, goddammit, it might not be everybody's favorite comic, but it exists. Fuck you. It's real. Yeah, nobody knew it was Jimmy until they found out later.
Ditto. This movie is trying to be Marvel, The Dark Knight, Wonder Woman, Justice League, The Death of Superman, and Batman vs. Superman, when Batman vs. Superman would have been more than enough. The reason we love so many of the stories that you were trying to fit into this is because each one was its own individual story. The Death of Superman wasn't also a prequel to Suicide Squad or the retelling of Dark Knight Returns. It focused on one story and allowed us to get invested. Sure, you have to compromise.
Yeah, I mean, I will say, all of the parts of the video where it's just Doug talking over like a slideshow of comic book images or whatever, they are the least produced parts of the video, and yet they're easily the best. They're just him calmly talking about a thing with like points that make sense, and I'm like, yeah, I agree with this. Yeah, they fucked this up. Yeah, this movie is pretty fucking garbage, and there's a lot of pretty cool stories that, you know, I mean, and the thing too is people always point to money, you know, and when it comes to this movie, like, oh, well, they just wanted money, so they chased after the Marvel thing. Well, it's like, Superman only died for money, too. That's the only reason that's the Death of Superman story happened, but it was still memorable, and it was done fairly well. And then they followed up on that fairly well. You know, whether or not it was just a publication cash grab, it was done well. You can do things for money, but this was just done really horribly.
As a story when it comes to making a movie, but when you lose the heart and soul of what made that...
And yeah, this is fine when he's just talking about this. It could do without the fucking sappy emotional music, but it's fine. It's a fine video
story
now.
So special.
These parts are perfectly okay.
Is it worth just squeezing in instead of devoting the time it deserves?
So, that's what you really think, huh? Well, I'm sorry that my movie didn't please you in the least.
Oh no, a lot of it was pretty awesome.
What?
As much as so many of those scenes suck, there's a lot of scenes that are friggin' amazing.
No, I don't know what it is, but this exact part right here, this quote, this specific line of the script and the editing and Joe's delivery really just screamed Origami Kingdom to me. Like, this feels like an Origami Kingdom video at this point. Just like, now, I know that Shrek the Third is a cinematic disaster, but a lot of those scenes are really pretty cool. Like, I don't know, there's something unmistakably Origami Kingdom.
The action, the visuals, Affleck as Batman, Irons as Alfred. When it did certain parts of the comic right, it was a pretty kick-ass film.
So wait, did you like it or not?
I mean,
it's not good.
I am glad that I saw it.
If you're
What is with these fucking soy consumers? The movie is fucking piss. What are you talking about? Oh, I'm glad that I saw it. What, so I could make fun of it on a YouTube video? I guess. I mean, yeah, I'm also glad that it exists because there's some good videos making fun of it and that kind of thing. But other than that, It's a pretty shitty fucking movie. I don't know. Oh, what is that? It's kind of okay. I sold my soul to Batman, so I have to like it. But you know,
I was looking for Batman and Superman to fight each other. You'll get it. It's just not in a story that makes any sense.
It's got a lot of cool scenes that are hard to say not to go check it out. So, in a strange way, I'm still recommending.
Apparently they were like trying to avoid hate mobbing. Yeah, like the nostalgia critic backpedal of like shitting on the wall for an hour. God, I always want to say that review is like 2 hours long, but it's not. It's not even an hour. It's 40 minutes. It's so long, though. It just feels so long. But shitting on that movie for like 40 minutes and then in the last minute of the thing just being like, yeah, it was okay, actually. Same kind of thing. Oh, I hated the movie and the plot made no sense and the whole thing was just done for money and for corporate greed. But in a weird way, I'm recommending it. You know, it's got Superman in it, so you'll probably clap and pog.
I suppose that's all over the map, but then again, your movie's all over the map. So I guess it comes full circle.
If those are your thoughts, then why did you come all the way out here then?
Why'd you make this whole stupid fucking video then?
Well, we were thinking that maybe we could write the next one?
Yo, Batman versus Superman versus Top Hat Monkey. It's gonna be real. It's gonna happen. It's shit. 7 out of 10.
That is a very violent man.
Oh, the fucking music too, written by all three of them. Joe wrote it too. I guess he probably just wrote his lines or something. But yeah, not a good video. There's more to it here, but it's just a kill the What is this? What is this?
Typically.
You know, I don't know, Doug. That sounds like I'm not gonna look into what this is. I'm gonna assume it's fine. But that's a I killed a jigger that was this big. That's this frame right now. All right. All right. That was the Batman v Superman one. Let's continue with the fucking Suicide Squad video, which is another one of his famous clipless reviews. I may have seen this at some point, but I don't really remember. We're gonna get to see Tamara dressed as Harley Quinn, everybody, so get your va-va-vooms ready for that one. But, yeah, Suicide Squad, this one's longer. This one's 32 minutes long. Oh, God. Oh, God. It's got a weirdly positive like ratio, though. For some reason, people are down for this. I don't know. I don't know why. Okay, cool intro. The fucking explosions, man. It's the stupid rock music and the explosions that are really making this. Like, all of the rest of it is kind of fine. You got like a flyover of like a little, you know, Bomberman 64 looking cave here. And then you got the explosions. Just the constant explosions and guns. Beautiful.
Hello, I'm the Nostalgia Critic.
I just want to have a version of a Nostalgia Critic video where every time he starts talking, it's replaced with Luann going, "Ee-ah! Ee-ah! Ee-ah!" I just want that. I don't know why that came into my mind, but just instead of, you know, just like, da-da-da-da, ee-ah! Ee-ah! You you know, I don't know. I feel like that fits with Doug Walker too.
Russo, you don't have to.
Basically, what most of his videos are like.
Reshoot.
Christ, what are you guys doing here?
The chart says we need to redo the review.
On whose authority?
DC.
The Department of Cameos.
Remember when you made the trailer for this review? The one with the pop song?
You mean the one I was told to do like another comic book trailer that may or may not have a talking raccoon in it? We can't confirm nor deny that.
Well, it was a big hit, and we need to add more comedy.
You're changing halfway just because a competitor is doing better?
Well, DC is usually a few months behind. Years.
So they're doing a thing. Let me see. Let me get this.
The Department of Cameos.
Remember when you made the trailer for this review? The one with the pop song?
Yeah, they're talking about trailers and stuff. This is fine. It's another one where I think this is maybe a good joke that could be... It's not done that well, but I enjoy the good small-scale representation of what is going on in the movie, but, like, in the review, like, instead of talking about the movie in this situation, they're talking about the review, but actually they're talking about the movie. I think that that's a good premise, but it's not...
Song? You mean the one I was told to do, like, another comic book trailer that...
It's just every... You know, it's part of it, I feel like it's you want to say comedic timing or whatever, but it's not even quite that. It's just, like... It's the tone of the delivery, like they're not animated enough in their voice, like their delivery. Like Doug will scream sometimes. He can turn it up to 11, but like.
Remember when you made the trailer?
It's just so fucking quick. It's so fast. It's like Sims talking. They need to just slow down. They need to shut the fuck up and slow down. There's too many goddamn words in this script. Settle down.
It's a big hit, and we need to add more comedy.
You're changing halfway just because a competitor is doing better?
Well, DC is usually a few months behind. Years.
Yeah, is it like too animated? I guess, maybe. I don't know.
It's okay. We're doing it for the fans.
They move so quickly. You ever notice that? The way that, like...
Years. Decade.
It's okay.
I don't know, he just like moves his head around. I don't know, this is the kind of very spastic fucking Happy Mask Salesman movement.
We're doing it for the fans.
Doing what?
Cutting out what they like the most.
Let's go GOP on this sucker.
Now, since we're incorporating more humor, obviously we have to drop the clown.
Well, it goes without saying.
I feel like we're on double speed.
Why not?
Oh, good God.
Ah! Yeah, Jin's been playing Joker offset like Jared
Alright. Yeah, so I don't know, because I like the idea, I like the setup for the, you know, the movie, the review is a microcosm of the movie, but now that is giving you the opportunity to have Jared Leto jokes. I kind of forgot Jared Leto Joker was in this fucking movie. I blocked that out.
Leto did on the movie.
Oh, by the way.
I wasn't signing up for Jared Leto Joker in this fucking video, goddamn.
Here you go.
What? Yeah, he mails the shit like Leto too, because the real Joker would do that. Oh look, anal bead. Ah! Just like the real master of crime. How is this even funny? The Joker's supposed to be funny.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
You're holding anal beads.
That's pretty funny, actually.
Your authentic grills are falling out.
Well, I'm a man of many surprises.
You sure they aren't just plastic teeth?
I'm a man of many surprises.
Okay, Christ.
Listen, Jim.
Jim? Who's Jim? Sounds like a handsome guy.
Joker.
I'm just reminded of the one stream that I did with the people who were trying to do like impressions and like their own acting, like audition tapes or whatever. You remember the fucking Indian guy that was trying to be Wolverine? God, the one where he was in front of the one where he was pretending to be on a talk show and he had like a fake cardboard cigar with fake CGI plug-in smoke gifs. Not CGI, but yeah, there was a stream I did that was like that. The clip is on my channel, and a big chunk of that stream was dedicated to people doing Joker impressions, and most of it was the Heath Ledger Joker. But this is reminding me of that so much. Just the unbearable fucking feeling of sitting through this guy doing the worst Joker impression ever.
Jared Leto playing Joker?
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to call him that every time.
You got to call him that every time, yeah.
Listen, we appreciate that you're trying to create buzz, but doesn't the Joker murder people and blow up buildings?
Yeah, but that's like dangerous. I'd rather just pretend that stuff.
Oh, just like the real Joker. Yeah.
So, while you're pretending to do that other stuff, why don't you also pretend that you're doing this second grader discovering what a troll is shtick?
Well, I
wouldn't be able to act like an asshole for no reason.
Oh, just like the real Jared Leto.
No!
Yeah. So that's totally justified. I'm deeper than I thought, which I can also say for those.
We're getting all fucking meta here now. I changed my mind. The idea of making this a meta review was not good. I mean, it's a classic. It's a classic concept. I say that I like that as an idea because it's a classic, tried and true nostalgia critic type of person concept of the review is a meta review of the movie and the whole thing. But man, they're really running with that and the whole Joker angle, and oh god, we're gonna have to deal with this for the whole fucking thing. Like, we just went from the fucking Jesse Eisenberg fucking Lex Luthor to this, where they were already doing a Joker impression with that character and beat you over the head with it, and now we have another fucking Joker. Oh, it's a different one. Oh.
Cut him out. You can cut him out all you want. Agreed! Though we're also going to have to redo the opening credits. What? How?
Welcome to Behind the Critic.
Hey, alright, that ain't half bad.
Nothing says dark and gritty movie like bright neon.
Alright, this is getting me hyped up. I'm ready for action.
I really hate Rob Walker's face. Like, not enough attention is paid to Rob Walker being in all of this stuff. I just find him very annoying for some reason. He doesn't even say much or do much. I just don't. Every time he's here, he just looks out of place. He looks like the fucking brother from Yes Dear. Like, it's a reference that somebody will get. He just looks out of place. He looks like someone's dad. He doesn't look like he belongs here. Doug at least kind of belongs with his character and everything, but this guy just never looks right.
Negative. Our charts show that some people prefer it when you sit at a desk and do nothing.
Oh, come on. Who would want to start Suicide Squad with someone just sitting down for...
Yeah, the hat that says, I love Charisma RTS. I think it's supposed to say charts, but it's spaced out weirdly, so it's Charisma RTS.
20...
Can do nothing.
Oh, come on. Who would want to start Suicide Squad with someone just sitting down for 20 minutes just talking about the main characters? So we start Suicide Squad with someone sitting down for 20 minutes just talking about the main character.
What are the shows? It's like the 3 shows. I think it's Brickleberry, Paradise PD, and was fucking You Don't Mess with the Zoltar or whatever, the other one. Where they do that joke fucking constantly, and like that's like the main joke that they do in every episode is like,
I sure hope nothing bad happens today.
Guys, come quick, something bad just happened today, that kind of thing. That just hurts to have to hear that one, man.
Her name is Amanda, played by Viola Davis. She's
Fazar,
an intelligence professor with an idea so insane it's just crazy enough not to work.
Who do we call when the next Superman comes to take us out?
Wonder Woman.
No.
The Flash.
No.
Aquaman.
No.
Cyborg.
No.
They had to hire a black lady for this. Wow. They had to go out of their traditional, like, 5 actors that they have to get a new NPC.
No.
Lego Batman.
How about the villains those heroes fought?
Nope. No, even though that would arguably save hundreds of lives, that's not what happens. They actually hear her out.
If another person as strong as Superman comes, we have to be ready.
Are you seriously telling me that supervillains will do less harm than Superman?
Did you forget how good Metropolis looked after Superman saved it from Zod? Okay, yeah.
There's just like this... There's like this weird kind of pretentiousness to this, where it's like, I don't know, Doug, who do you think that you're fucking blowing their mind about this movie. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong for thinking this, but just it's like it's such an obviously stupid it's like the last one, the fucking Batman and Superman. It's such an obvious bad movie that like they fucked up and botched super hard, and like it's just the whole concept of this from the fucking outset is stupid. Like, I don't know if they ever made it any less dumb in the comics, ever. Because I, frankly, never cared about the Suicide Squad and never wanted to read their comics, but... like, I don't know if it was ever any less dumb in the fucking comics, but in the movie, yeah, it is basically as dumb as they're making it seem here, and I'm just like... I don't know, Doug, I mean, wow, thanks, I didn't realize that this movie is so obviously fucking stupid. Thank you for opening my eyes. Like... I don't know. It's very, very, very surface level.
Let's look at these crazies.
It's like the most obvious things you can just point at the screen and go, "That's stupid," and not anything deeper than that or anything more critical than that.
Mugshot is Deadshot. Deadliest assassin around and possible savior of Will Smith's career. It also turns out he has a daughter who knows how to play peacekeeper when he pisses off the wrong people.
It's over, Deadpool.
Deadshot!
Oh, well, this movie got a lot less cool. Oh, please.
No! Killing him won't solve anything. It'll just turn you into a cold-hearted monster that any decent human being would immediately lose affection for.
Yeah, well, that's never stopped me before. Now move out of the way.
I mean, somebody again says that the point of it's stupid on purpose. That's the point. I just... Also, why is the little girl character not played by the black actress that they have? Instead, it's just Malcolm in a wig. And the inverse of that question, why is Amanda Waller played by not played by Malcolm in a wig? I don't know. The questions all around, but yeah, I don't know. I'm just so tired of the I think it's supposed to be stupid on purpose excuse, you know, because it's like, yeah, you're probably right, you know. Like, that's ultimately it, isn't it? We're supposed to point and laugh. Isn't it funny, Doug? That doesn't look... That's a cheap Batman costume. That doesn't look like they're in a real city. That's funny. But it's like, man, that's such a low... That's like fart joke level of humor. Like, look how little we tried. That's the joke. You know, that's funny, like, here and there, once or twice. But to just rely on this...
Hey kid, I'm gonna shoot your daddy.
It's like everything that he's ever made is like this, and it's like that's the default level of joke for every Doug Walker production is, isn't it funny how little I tried? Which is just really saying something.
Him, not you!
Oh, sorry. Usually when people are angry about a costume man killing people, it's about me.
You win, kid.
Oh, but I wanted to kill him. I'm Batman.
Next on our list is...
it's not even the fucking same Batman, Doug. You're not playing Christian Bale Batman. It's a different Batman. I know that the fucking Ben Affleck one doesn't have a whole lot of actual character himself. But it is a different Batman. You don't have to do the I'm Batman. You might as well do da-na-na-na-na for that. That's on the same part. You might as well do that. You know, but whatever, Doug.
He's pretty much Rocksteady from Ninja Turtles before he was the Rhino. His superpower? You guessed it. Boomerang.
You're going to take down the next Superman with a boomerang.
Admittedly.
Guys, doesn't that seem like a stupid concept? Isn't that dumb? Doesn't this movie seem dumb? Like, yeah, Doug, that's really, really obviously stupid, and anyone could see that. You're right. Thank you for pointing it out,
It
though.
does sound stupid.
Amazingly stupid.
But you'll be distracted when I tell you that the Flash is in this movie.
Hello.
Boomer.
Oh, what is that disgusting reptilian beast?
That's the reason people are gonna have to call us Academy Award.
I guess hang on.
Oh, what is that disgusting...
Yeah, the Flash coming in and going hello, like, they are really overusing that one now. That was funny the first time Wonder Woman walks on screen and goes hello, because in the first movie she was barely in it. But now, they're doing it with the Flash. It's kind of funny because it's the Flash, so he runs by, but it's still, it's too much. You know what's great? I know I talk about it a lot now because I've been watching it, but fucking King of the Hill. You would think that a character like Boomhauer would get old quick, but they still make Boomhauer funny somehow every time he shows up. His one joke that they have with Boomhauer is just somehow always made kind of funny in one way or another. Like the time where, at the end of season 2, they finally have a lady on the phone go, "Sir, you need to slow down. I can't hear you." And he just goes, "Dang! Oh! Propane!" And it's like, does the same thing, but slower. It's like, you can, I don't know, that's impressive when they manage to, a character who's so one note like that. Meanwhile, they've done this hello joke like 5 times now, and it's already run thin. And they're doing new things with it, like the Flash. It's technically a new thing, but it's still not funny.
Oh, what is that disgusting reptilian beast?
That's the reason people are gonna have to call us Academy Award-winning Suicide Squad. Our ticket to best makeup over a Star Trek film for some reason. The Scaly Wonder himself, the Croc.
I'm a dinosaur.
Hey guys, it's me, Dinosaur Man 420 here, and I'm back from having sex with Lucina, my dynamite gal, to rant about this horrible movie. I mean, it's even worse than the Batman and Robin movie. What the frick? Ah!
Next is Diablo, who can create fire and has sworn off violence. But we're saving his backstory for later, so we'll just skip him for now. Harley Quinn, the Joker's girl.
Alright, everybody settle down, settle down. I guess that isn't Tamara, that's the other white lady.
What's her superpower?
Fan service.
Oh my god, it's so hot.
Oh my god. She used to be Dr. Harley Quinzel. She was assigned to the clown himself. He got inside her mind and made her a dangerous killing machine.
You know how they joke about how Scott Pilgrim, how Ramona Flowers ruined a whole generation of women? Yeah, they joke about it with that movie.
Okay, are you reading?
Funny thing is, the Joker didn't do anything. The Joker in this movie was such a meme that, like, I don't think it really moved the dial on any. No man changed the way that they behave because of the Joker, but man, you still see people dressed as this Harley Quinn to this day.
Criminal record or her trading card?
Oh, I guess her trading card.
Well, what does her criminal record say about how she can
Couples goals.
Less.
She has a mallet.
Okay, last one.
Okay, last one. The Enchantress. A young doctor went exploring in a cave and got possessed by an evil witch. She wants to take over the world and may have the power to do so. Under our control, though, she is the most powerful thing alive.
And that's all you need.
Like, it's not even really a parody of the movie, is it? I mean, does it even count as that? It's just telling you the events of the movie and occasionally going, well, that's really dumb. And does that count as a parody? What do you even call this? I'm trying to define what the fuck this is, because it's not a review. Yeah, I wouldn't call it a review of the movie. And it's not, I don't think it's really a parody. I guess there's parody elements, but it's not like really, I mean, it's shit, obviously, but other than that, I don't know.
What?
Dogism.
That's all you need. You can chuck the rest of that binder into the garbage.
Hey, I worked hard to find the worst of the worst.
Summary.
And you came across boomerangs, mallets, guns, a petting zoo, and a guy who makes fire who no longer makes fire. This is all you need. All your attention should be on her.
He's right. We don't need to worry about them as long as we have that witch under control.
Yeah, what do you got her under lockdown or military surveillance?
Better. We have one guy looking after her in a hotel room.
But that's clearly not enough! What do you—
Boy, that's not enough, guys. Boy, that's stupid. I don't know. I mean, can't you just... Like, because they're in a weird situation, right? Where the way that they're making these videos, they can't just show clips of the movie, you know? So this has to effectively communicate the plot of the actual film in a way. And yet, like, doing so, it has to basically just... It has to be this kind of format. If they took any liberties with it and made, like, a scene sort of based on the logical leap that you would need to take to believe any of this, you know, like you make a scene that's equally or more absurd than all of this, you know, but it's like the same line of thinking, and that could be like a fun take on this sort of thing, instead of just having them directly point at the camera and go, that is a dumb plan and won't work. Like, it's so bad, holy shit. But the funny thing is, yeah, people are pointing out how similar this is to stuff like The Prince and the fucking... I mentioned, Paradise PD and all of that. I don't think this is actually that bad compared to what people are... Like, is this worse than Big Mouth? I don't know. I don't know if this is actually worse than something like Big Mouth.
Moron! I can assure you it's okay. I can call to prove it.
Well, yeah, it would be more confusing, because it has to get across the plot of the thing. I'm saying, like... To do it as a real parody, you could do it in a way that, like, takes liberties with the plot, but because it's trying to be the original as well as being a parody, it has to be very directly just them telling you the story of the movie, and then having a character, in order for them to be funny and do anything funny with it, they just have a guy go, that won't work, that's stupid, you're dumb, and that's, like, every scene. And, like, that was the same in the last fucking video, too. It's like CinemaSins acted out as a performance. In the last video, where it's Doug and fucking Angry Joe as Batman and Superman just going like, I want to kill you, even though I'm a hypocrite for yada yada yada, and just, like, pointing out how funny and just like, shut the fuck up. Just shut the fuck up. God.
Oh, hey, Colonel. Amanda here. I was just wondering how... What's that? Oh. Uh-huh. Oh. Just let me know how that works out. So it appears she's escaped. Who would have known a person that's bent on taking over the world will try to rule the world?
I feel like this is like the opposite of what I was saying in the last video, where I was saying some of the writing is okay, but the acting... I could see this lady maybe delivering an okay performance, but the fucking... what she's got here is, again, it's literally just... It turns out our stupid plan was stupid, and she has to somehow deliver that in a funny way. It's like the complete inversion of the last one, where it felt like there were jokes that could have worked, but the acting was terrible from Doug and Joe. Here it's like, I could maybe see her being kind of funny, but not with this fucking script. No.
While that's going on, one of the particularly mean security guards, played by Ike Barinholtz, is given a surprise visit in his off time by Mr. J.
I can't wait to show you my toys.
I know. You mailed me your anal beads last week.
That was your...
Alright, that's funny. That's a good one. That's a callback to the anal beads. I'll give him that one.
The new me wants to show you my actual scary toys.
We're not going to see them, are we?
No, that scene's been cut. As well as this scene.
Of course.
But that doesn't mean that I can't hurt you off screen.
Critic? Oh, knock it off, Jim, and let Walter go.
But I thought about what you said, Critic. That I need to get more psychotic to get into character.
So this is... So wait, I'm just confused now. So this is Jim, not the Joker character. Are they breaking the fourth wall? This is like a police officer. This is actually, I'm in the position where I haven't actually seen this movie. I've seen enough about it that I'm like, yeah, this is dumb. I'm not interested. Thank you. I politely hold up my hand and decline. Thank you. Maybe, probably watch the other one, because I know people say they like it. Caddy specifically pointed out that he liked it. when we were talking on the podcast. So you know, I'll probably watch that, but I haven't seen this movie. So if this is a direct scene from the movie where he threatens a cop or something, like they've already broken the fourth wall, and like, so this is supposed to be Walter, the guy who this actually is, the actual actor person who is in this costume. But I don't know. It's like the fourth wall it's very confusing. This is already a confusing situation.
Another present I left for you.
I'm now in the great scenario because I saw it's been a while, but I saw Batman and Superman back in like fucking 2016, 2017, whatever, 2018. It's been a while, but I have seen it. Suicide Squad I've never seen, so yeah, I'm actually in the great scenario of, did this happen? What's going on? Was he in the movie? Is this a joke? So it is exactly as I prophesized, like flaming globes, Sigmund, like flaming globes.
A dead mouse. Oh yeah, you're really upping your game there.
Well, not just any dead mouse. Doesn't it look a little familiar? Like a certain pet you have at home?
Oh, Mrs. Brisby! I'll kill you! I'll kill you, you son of a bitch! You're gonna pay for this!
By the way, give this to my girlfriend. You can keep the knife.
What knife?
Why did he do a Woody Woodpecker laugh?
Now that's
Could barely hear it because of the dude screaming. But...
knife. The guard does, however, come through on his...
You say that's a knife? Like Crocodile Dundee or whatever? Okay.
Here, your douche of a boyfriend said to give you that.
Aw, how sweet. You're in so much trouble.
Trouble? Big trouble? What kind of trouble?
In Little China?
What's gonna happen to me?
That was a really good zoom in. You like the way they had to...
What kind of trouble?
They have to... Oh, that's really nauseating. Holy
What's
shit.
gonna happen to me?
Oh, that's bad. That is bad.
Nothing happens to him. Yeah, he disappears from the film altogether, in fact.
Ah, another one of our brilliant cuts.
We fizzled that dizzle.
For shizzle.
My bizzle.
I don't... Okay, so now I hate this. We started this fucking review, and they were doing this thing where these guys were in character as the DC, the Department of Cameos. Are they still in the Department of Cameos? Because it was supposed to be like a thing that represents DC and Warner cutting stuff from the movie. They were cutting things from the review. But now these guys were actually involved in making the movie too? I guess? Or is this just a joke? Oh, fuck.
Yeah, but literally any payoff would have worked here, no matter how tiny. The Joker could blow up his home or take him out while on a run. Or, since he's fond of mailing things, he could get this in the mail. No! It takes less than a day to shoot any of those.
You don't understand, Critic. We're doing it for the fans.
Yeah, you keep saying that. What does that excuse mean?
It means we don't have to explain that much because the fans already know. Like, look at this character on their mission.
I am Katana, and my sword holds the souls of the enemies that I kill with it. Here's a clip of me doing stuff with it.
We hired a black lady to play Amanda Waller, but Katana's in a mask. So we were able to get away with just using a white lady in the mask.
Ooh.
You see?
We gave what we did. We hired a white lady. We gave her a slanty-eyed mask, though. So you see, that's fine. That's good.
You see, that's all they need to know.
No, you got her stats and backstory down, but we don't know.
I know we're talking about Bert Kreischer in chat, but yeah, I don't know that guy. Is that the fucking dude that runs around without a shirt on stage? It's weird that he has a podcast with Bill Burr, or I think it's him and Bill Burr, like one of the best comedians ever to have lived, and the guy who screams with a shirt off on stage next to each other for a whole podcast.
Her? What's her personality, interest, dislikes, character traits? It's not like, say, an X-Files movie where the characters are already established in a TV show.
So, Japanese master with a katana. It's weird that he said specifically X-Files movie, because both of the X-Files movies were Well, one of them was considerably worse than the other. You know, I've never seen anybody other than myself talk about what a fucking abomination the second X-Files movie was. Like, it's weird that he mentioned that specifically, because the first X-Files movie, it's whatever, it's fine. But man, the second X-Files movie, where they follow up the series finale of fucking, you know, dramatic consequences with like, oh yeah, don't worry, everything was forgiven, everything's fine. They need us to solve a Monster of the Week case that would have been like a low-ranking season 5 episode that has no connection to anything and isn't interesting in the slightest. We gotta get out of retirement, Mulder. It was the worst. It's so bad. Anyways, there's my rant on a user. So, Mask has a dot on it. That's true. That's true.
Show this.
The Katana outfit is pretty good. It's funny how this outfit for her looks all right, but then you look at like they just have a guy in a fucking dinosaur. I guess that's the funny joke is look how little we tried. It's just a funny dinosaur guy. It's like great. But then like, I mean, some of them do have some effort put in. I will say the costuming is not entirely terrible. The Deadshot is really bad though. Whatever they're doing for armor here. I mean, Harley Quinn is a pretty simple makeup job, and this guy's just got like a, you know, Halloween mask on, Halloween face. This guy is very simple, but yeah, no, I would say Katana's like the best one here in terms of costume.
Traits. It's not like, say, an X-Files movie where the characters are already established in a TV show. This is a different interpretation that needs to be established.
Look, I know our competitors.
Who may or may not have a talking raccoon.
Give their characters individual movies and then put them together into one. That makes audiences understand them better and cheer for them when they come together. I totally forgot where I was going with this.
However, our fans don't need that because they've got the comics.
Gandalf would be so much...
Our fans don't need that because they've got the comics.
The stupid face that he makes, he's doing like the card crusher face. He's doing like he crushed your cards and then he's I don't know. Just Rob Walker in every scene that he's in just bothers me to no end.
Gandalf would be so much stronger if they replaced him with a Lord of the Rings paperback and said, come on, you know this guy, right?
In fact, we were even toying with the idea of replacing every character in this movie with recommended issue numbers. That way they can read up on the characters, and we don't even have to write them. So while you may think for the fans means lazy, we like to think it means not that.
I like the person who says Chris Chan phrenology. Yeah. I don't know if we're allowed to say that, but yeah, it's he emerged from the same pool that a Chris Chan type individual might have. Yeah, something like that.
Name one personality trait of Katana.
It's funny because him and Doug look very similar in a lot of ways, and yet I wouldn't say Doug doesn't bother me as much. Just it's so rude to say it. I'm sure Rob Walker's fine, but just every time he's on screen, he just has one of those fucking faces and presences. Maybe he's probably fine in the ones where it's just him being himself and he's not acting, and it's just him and his brother talking about a movie. I know those videos are like the ones that are still kind of okay on Channel Awesome when it's just Doug being himself, because he's actually like a fine guy, but he just plays such a fucking asshole character and just shrieks all the time. He's so unfunny, but when he's just being himself, he's all right. There's actually, it's funny. A lot gets said about AVGN these days and how he's not as good. There was one I watched a while ago. It was his return to Jekyll and Hyde game, where the audio was fucked throughout the whole thing, which was kind of weird. But even throughout, like, other than that, I was like, oh, that's kind of funny that, you know, I don't know. It seems like something you might have fixed, but even the whole thing, it's just like, man, he's not able to be as angry as he once was. I don't know what happened. He's so reserved and the humor isn't quite there. But there is this one really great video from earlier this year where it was just James, not AVGN, talking about Tears of the Kingdom and showing footage of him playing with his kids. Like, I think it was just footage like of the game, but like him and his kids were playing the footage that was shown. And it was just him talking about how he had a good time playing the Zelda game with his kids. And that was really nice. That was the nicest James Rolfe video I've seen in a long time. When it's just him being himself, it's so much better than the forced attempt at this character. But I guess that's what sells now still. That's what, like, brings people to the channel. I just don't know how it still does, really, with like, I just don't know who's still watching Nostalgia Critic, like, at this point, other than someone like me. Who's fucking watching? Like, wouldn't we all just prefer if he was just being himself and was a little bit more genuine and just made, like, a complete channel rebrand and just started doing, like, Doug Walker video essays or whatever, where he's just more of himself and not forcing this ridiculous character, trying to be funny when he clearly isn't very good at it. I mean, you can make jokes and stuff, too, but, like, God, it's just so forced. And I'm like, supposedly they do it because it's money, because Doug Walker is not as popular as Nostalgia Critic is popular. But, like, who still wants to watch this, though? Like, that's the real question. I don't know. Anyway.
I don't read comics.
AVGN is okay compared to this. I can still watch an AVGN video because they still function as, like, video, like, they're like a Stop Skeletons from Fighting video or something, but with, like, a slightly angry edge. But it's not the same as it once was, and, I don't know, there's a certain produced quality to it that is kind of hard to ignore. But I would say his new videos are a lot better than the new Nostalgia, and by new I mean last decade Nostalgia Critic videos. He was also good for longer. I would say AVGN's last year or of like really good, like, I would say the end of the classic AVGN era for me is like 2015 or so, which isn't, I've stopped watching before then, but I went back and I, like, rewatched the old stuff and then, watched up to, the newer stuff, and it was up to, like, around, it wasn't until, like, 2015, 2016, there was, like, the Terminator games video was pretty good, Hong Kong 97 and all of those. Around there, right around there is when they started to fall off. But that was still good stuff. So he was better for longer than Nostalgia Critic too. And he's still better than Nostalgia Critic is now. And I'd say he was better than Nostalgia Critic ever was at any point. But yeah, it's like, imagine two parallel bar graphs, like both on a descending trajectory, but one's going a little faster than the other, and one of them is lower than the other one at every stage of the way.
The Enchantress, who also happens to be in love with her, is Rick Flag. This guy is like Ford, the main character in Godzilla, and that he's so forgettable you probably don't even realize this isn't Ford from Godzilla, this is. Because he can pretty much be switched out with anyone, I'm just gonna play his part.
You? Why you?
Because if characters can be introduced with no rhyme or reason, why can't I be one? He's tricked by the Enchantress to break out of Amanda's control along with her resurrected brother.
So we've got Doug in the video now, I guess. Alright.
This calls for the most unqualified people in the world. So he leads his team of villains to stop the Enchantress from taking over the world and—
Wait a minute. How come I didn't get any bright credits or backstory?
Oh, I don't know.
What, the Native American guy doesn't get any attention?
Oh no, there's nothing like that.
I'm just here to die, aren't I?
No.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. You're gonna use the remote in that hand to blow up the chip inside my head.
I'm, like, picturing it as, like, an early South Park episode. Could kind of see this scene happening a little bit. And I don't know, it would be kind of funny in that scenario. It's all about context. Like, again, there's just a meta element of this where you can hear the echo on all of their voices in the shitty, dingy warehouse where they filmed this. And, like, I'm just seeing these, I don't know, it's me anyway, I'm just seeing these actors feel dead inside and want to go home. I don't know. I don't think that they hated being here or whatever. It's not full Suburban Nights, but it's still like, man, you're really all adults and you're here. What a shame.
Everybody has a chip in their head, okay? If you try to escape, you die, alright? I'm not signaling anyone out.
I think he's lying. Should give it a shot.
Did you hear that? He's trying to kill me.
Is that the Suburban Knights villain? Is that him? I thought it might have been, but I thought he had like different hair at the time. I guess he's got like a ponytail now. And obviously he had the hat. Is that the same guy? Somebody says it's a rare cameo. I was wondering who this guy was. It kind of looks like the Suburban Knights guy, yeah. But yeah, I do like Michael Mills from Toe Hider over here as Captain Boomerang. I haven't pointed that out, but he's great.
Count Sokka here's trying to kill me.
For God's sake,
Sokka?
you're not just here to die.
Oh, it's Orlando. Okay.
What's my name?
Spirit Iron Knife?
Thunderhawk.
Nightwolf.
John Redcorn.
Cleveland Red Shirt.
Dances with Lawyer from Jurassic Park.
You know what?
Cleveland Red Shirt. I don't know why his name would be Cleveland, but the Red Shirt is that's a good place for one of Doug's stupid Star Trek references. Yeah, that's a good context for
Screw
it.
you guys. I'm not dying for any of you assholes.
Alright, fine. I'll dismantle your chip out of white guilt. You happy?
POCs are always getting so uppity these days, I swear. Yeah, so Doug, rather Rick Flag, the character Doug's playing here, he said that he's like, God, I just noticed how they're all like not in the same scene together. She's clearly reacting to something that's not like on screen right now. Like they're not together at this. They're all keyed in with green screens, filmed separately, probably. But yeah, his character, he is the handler that's supposed to be like keeping them all from like going haywire. He's kind of just talked over that. Like, as dumb as this movie is, it is that thing with like CinemaSins will do this too, where there'll be things that they like ignore or miss or whatever, where it's like it kind of paints a narrative of this movie being even dumber than it actually is. Which it is fairly dumb in a lot of parts from what I know of it, but yeah, there's a reason why this character's here. They had this whole joke here about, he's so forgettable and I don't know why he's here. It's like, well, there's a reason. Maybe the character is forgettable, but you know, there is a good reason why he's in the movie and part of this. I guess they're kind of getting at that, as he has the remote here. He has the universal Samsung TV remote, but you know that can blow up people's heads. But I don't know. It's not handled that well as a review of the movie. It's giving the impression that the movie is like leaving some things, you know, like again, I know that having seen people talk about this movie and knowing who Rick Flag is and all that, but like if somebody just sees this and they're like, oh, what's the Suicide Squad? And they just watch a Nostalgia Critic movie video, and they just want to see him talk about a movie because they like him. They would be so confused and walk away like, yeah, that movie was so dumb. Who was that Rick Flag guy? Why was he there? What was his deal? I don't know. That movie's stupid. Like, it's just like, it's kind of a misrepresentation of a movie that's already pretty dumb, so I don't know why I care, but...
The hell had another remote? You know, you're right. Killing people really helps me get into character. Who would have thought it was so inspiring? Damn it!
You know, they should have known. They call them universal remotes for a reason. The Suicide Squad people should have known that they could hack into the brain chips, too.
Jim, you're a real asshole! Stop killing my cast! Don't blame me. Blame the character.
Why is it that Doug he's the one that keeps breaking the fourth wall here now? He's the one that keeps breaking the fourth wall. You'd think it would be the Joker character that does that, but every time the Joker character shows up, well, I guess it's him kind of breaking the fourth wall by being here to begin with a little bit, but Doug just has to point out that it's the actor instead of, I don't know, it's odd. It's an odd choice. He's very annoyed by this.
I know it's a risky method and people probably won't like me for it, but I thought the sacrifice was worth it for the character.
Now what are you doing?
That's the whole reason why I'm doing this. So I can gloat to reporters about how awesome I am.
Get out!
That's some good yellow teeth. God damn. Holy shit, those teeth are yellow. Oh, Jesus Christ. I could see this. Again, I could see he jumps over to a talk show idea as like a funny gag in a cartoon or something. I don't know why Doug is so set on being a Looney Tune in real life, though.
Here. What do you think about people claiming you're only doing this for attention?
They're right.
They're right. We'll be back after these messages. The messages are me chewing. Buy Skittles. No, wait, they aren't Skittles. They're M&Ms. Yeah. Fanimecon. Oh. Hey. We now return to Nostalgia Critic.
So the Suicide Squad make their way towards the Enchantress. They enter an office building to discover the Enchantress's minions, putties. Okay, I know they're not technically putties, but they look like them, sound like them.
And people don't realize how surprisingly easy they are to kill.
Wow.
How about them Power Rangers? You guys know about them Power Rangers? You ever watched a Power Ranger? I think I saw one once. I have nothing more to add about that. So we decided to make them Power Rangers. That's good. You know, a lot has been said about Doug and his filmmaking and all of that, but can we acknowledge that the character is the nostalgia critic? And like, this is the first slightly nostalgic thing outside of, you can say, well, comic books, I guess. I read those as a kid. Or whatever. But like, yeah, reference to the putties from fucking Power Rangers. That's like a nostalgia critic-y kind of thing. I could see that. I just kind of forgot that this was the guy who started his whole thing as... His whole shtick was reviewing stuff that he remembered from when he was a kid. Nostalgia critic. He reviews his nostalgia. He criticizes old things that he liked as he was a kid. And he just moved away from that for this weird period in time where he decided to do these fucking like modern movies like Deadpool and Mad Max Fury Road and this, and I don't know, I guess it was probably money, but I think he's still doing that. I mean, because he ran out of stuff to do that was nostalgic for like his time. I could see him doing nostalgic stuff from the early 2000s now or something like that, but just brand new, modern, new release movies is just a weird thing for him to be doing, you know?
Power Rangers would be a lot shorter if they just shot people.
We're not so lucky. All right, squad. Let's fight like we don't have comfortable careers to fall back on if this movie doesn't do well. Wait a minute! I don't think this is dark enough. Oh, you mean like there needs to be more twisted characters or plot lines?
No. Much better. Now fight!
Where are you, you little stinker? Get over here, I can't see you!
Why would you want to shoot a fight scene in the dark? Don't people want to see the action?
Again, critic, the less we give people, the more they can fill in what's good about it.
You wouldn't understand, critic. It's for the fans. I got it. Well, Christ, there's gotta be a way around this.
This is like proving that like sarcasm is like sometimes not a good thing. I don't know. Trying to be cheeky and witty. I don't know. I would really prefer if this was just somebody directly telling me what they think of this movie. And like, yeah, that's a good point. So like, the less we give people, the more that they will have to fill in the blanks for themselves and remember the thing that they like, that this is a part of in that franchise or whatever. And like, and go, oh yeah, I remember this thing, and those parts aren't in the movie. Like, that's a good point that they just made, but they made it in this like really sneering, fucking cheeky way. And I would really prefer if Doug had just said that directly to the fucking camera, just genuine, just yeah, this is part of what I think about this. That's a good point to make about this movie and movies like it. I actually think that was a good one, but yeah, just told in this really, really annoying way. Everything has to be a fucking actually little snarky joke.
Wait a minute. And then there's Harley Quinn.
Oh, that's much better.
And then there's Katana.
Genuine, yes.
Arigato.
The Professor and Marianne.
Hey, thanks.
Bye-bye!
As you can see, Harley goes in the elevator.
I'm sure somebody wants that scene on, like, repeat GIF that they can slap in their goon cave.
Hi, guys. Well, come on.
So yeah, I mean, the general idea of, like, he's, like, in this movie for some reason, and then the things in the movie are happening around him in parody form, and then he'll go, well, as you can see, that character just did that thing. Because his format of how he talks about movies is like a linear, like, we start the movie in blah blah blah, and we meet this character, and don't you think that this guy blah blah blah, and then it just goes through the movie like that, and he has to have it follow the, like, clips of the movie, or like this, a recreation of it. He couldn't have his like, he had to change the format of the thing around that, rather than changing the way he writes his videos to be just maybe structured slightly differently, so that he's not, like, I mean, because, like, the argument was, like, these reviews are, like, replacing the fucking need for the movies in a way, because, like, yeah, you just go through the whole, you know, you never need to watch, if you used to watch an old Nostalgia Critic video, like one of the old good ones, you know, good ones, quote unquote, but the old era of Nostalgia Critic, or even this still, but, like, you watch Nostalgia Critic, it would be like, okay, rather than watching, you know, fucking Flubber, I'm just gonna watch Doug tell me about Flubber and show me some clips from Flubber, and it's kind of like watching Flubber. It's like a Mr. Plinkett review, basically. It's like the Plinkett review of Phantom Menace and those movies. It's that kind of thing. But then, like, not every fucking video they made was a Plinkett review, you know? I don't know. He's so committed to this formula of, like, linear fashion, running down all the events beat by beat of the movie, that even when that's no longer viable and it's like a modern release, and it's like, for you to do this, you're basically just giving me, like, I don't need to watch the movie, I guess, because you've told me all the plots, the plot events that happen in it, but, like, told in a really bad way that's stupid and horrible. I just don't understand why these exist. It's such a strange era. He's not even really doing this kind of thing anymore, but it was such a weird choice. It was him, like, desperately grasping on to, I wanted to do demo reel, but everybody hated demo reel and thought it sucked ass. So instead of, and I wanted to retire Nostalgia Critic, so instead I'm gonna spitefully bring back Nostalgia Critic and rehash it as, like, a terrible, like, extended demo reel series based on videos. I mean, isn't this basically what demo reel was? It was a group of people. It was basically Channel Awesome making weird parodies. The plot of demo reel was basically Channel Awesome, not them really, but in universe, let's call them Channel Amazing, making weird little parodies of movies like The Dark Knight or The Sixth Sense or whatever, and you know, and that was basically it, and that's what we're watching here. This is just the real life and times of demo reel. It's ridiculous that he did this, really, because everybody hated this at the time. Everybody hated demo reel, and that's all this was terrible skits based on movies. But now the Nostalgia Critic's in them, so I guess So I guess 72,000 likes, 3.6 thousand dislikes. Go fuck yourself.
Why y'all looking at her like that?
She fought him off.
Yeah, that's what she does.
Channel stupendous.
That's what we hired her to do. Why would we bring her if she couldn't fight anyone off?
Fan service?
Fan service.
I'm gonna have to say fan service.
Come on, it's for the fans.
Come
on, get in there, man.
Great jokes. It's really funny.
You gotta stand for something.
So Diablo isn't fighting, but Deadshot and Boomerang try to convince him to.
Don't touch me! Oh, you don't want me to touch you? Oh, look, I'm touching you. I'm touching you.
But Deadshot doesn't realize it can take years to transform a man who's sworn off violence.
Wow, I love video effects. That's my
Wow.
passion.
That took like nothing.
Yeah, I know.
Is that really all it took to get you back into violence?
I don't know.
Years of pacifism destroyed by tapping on your head.
I just don't like people touching my head, okay? It's annoying.
I am a Latin American, okay?
Well, we appreciate your sacrifice.
Yeah, it's like one of those guys going vegan for a day.
I know, right? Pussy.
About time you got here.
Oh, right. They first had to save Amanda from being destroyed by the enchant.
Oh, her chair is like tipped over, I guess. I was wondering why she had like the chair arm on her desk, but I guess that's the chair's sideways.
Time you got here.
Oh, right. They first had to save Amanda from being destroyed by the Enchantress's wrath.
And you wouldn't have made it here without them. Admit it, Rick. I was right.
Say that again.
I was right about the Suicide Squad.
You were right?
Oh, yes.
You were right. You were right?
What is this unbearable scene?
You were...
A bad credit card?
That bitch out there, the one that's destroying the city. I'm sure you're aware of her. She was part of a certain team, a super team. Am I correct?
He needs to stop. Jesus.
Yeah.
And
just give me a second here. Yeah. No, it's not this one. It's oh god, what is it? Yeah, this one. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, come on. What the fuck is this? Come on. Alright. He's so fucking fast.
I'm wrong, but if this dream team was never put together, the one you were right about, none of this bullshit would be happening! I'd be in bed right now! It's almost like all of this is entirely your goddamn fault!
Wow. You ever stop to consider that the plot of this movie is stupid? I didn't think about it before, but Doug really made me consider that.
If you have a Suicide Squad, and she's part of the Suicide Squad, and she has a death beam. See, here it is. Here's the death beam. Here she is, all the way over here.
You ate my sandwich!
Across the room.
Oh, he's trying to be funny. Look, he's trying to be Ace Ventura, everyone.
And she has a death beam. See, here it is. Here's the death beam. Here she is, all the way over here. Her death beam reaches across the room.
Like, you can absolutely picture Jim Carrey doing that. And then right after that, he makes a painting about Trump out of his own shit.
And nukes your Suicide Squad. I drink your milkshake. I drink it up. That's what's stupid. This whole idea was stupid.
Milkshake?
Even like Batman said it was stupid.
I might have skipped over something.
And if you thought I was just gonna sit here and let you say you were right like in the movie, you're friggin' wrong, because I'm giving you the freak out you deserve, you friggin' idiot!
You finished?
Yeah, I'm finished.
Doug, why are you red?
You feel better?
Yeah, I do.
Come on. Let's just hope the new Wonder Woman movie is better.
So the Joker comes to save Harley Quinn, which many diehard fans have.
Well, the first one was, the new one wasn't.
Problem.
Darling!
Most incarnations of the two have the Joker treating Harley like garbage. A means to an end he wouldn't bat an eye to save. But here's the thing. Harley Quinn, in terms of Batman lore, has not been around very long, so her story is more open to changes in the future. This is an interpretation that's different, but honestly kind of interesting. We've had plenty of times where the Joker's been self-centered, but this is actually kind of fascinating to see him vulnerable and care about somebody.
Yeah, I'll give you that too, Doug. It's maybe an interesting dynamic, but I also hope you're not suggesting that the Jared Leto Joker was something we needed to see more of. Like, let's do a version of this in, like, the new Joker movie, maybe. That might be something. Except it's gonna be a fucking musical with Lady Gaga. Never mind, that shit's destined to be awful. But, you know, a version of that with Harley and the Joker, that could maybe be something. You know, the quote-unquote couple goals version of them. Like this, but not with the fucking Jared Leto one. I'm really happy that Joker has remained dead and buried. Like, people have, like, kind of forgotten about that Joker in a way. Like, it's funny because he was such a meme, but even, I don't know, even the mom's gonna freak memes are not that they're not that hopping anymore. Where people are more into the new Jared Leto Joker, where he says, "We live in a society," and then they cut that out of the actual movie because they're cowards.
An aspect of the character not often explored. So, regardless of which one you like better, I actually don't think it's a bad version to have out there. Especially because it's pretty dysfunctional either way.
Hot topic Joker, yes.
My bad. Harley, it's unlikely I'll be in the rest of this picture.
Really?
Yeah, in the grand scheme of things, I was pretty pointless. But remember me as the greatest Joker who ever... one of the greatest Jokers who ever... the one who was played by a douchebag actor?
Okay.
Well, at least I'll remember for something. Yay, attention!
It's like a Family Guy skit. It's like a cutaway gag as a whole fucking episode. It's like if the whole episode of Family Guy was just a cutaway like they do a cutaway gag to Superman movie, and then that becomes well, I guess what it is, I wonder how similar this would be to because I remember watching these years ago, maybe someone in chat knows, the fucking Family Guy Star Wars parodies things that they did, where they like, I mean, it's almost like a Treehouse of Horror, basically, where they like go through the fucking events of Star Wars and just make a farce of it the whole time. It's basically like that, but I mean, it's somehow a whole lot worse. I don't know. Does anybody fucking remember Modern Family Guy? Yeah, something dark side, yeah. Oh, I got someone in chat who's being mean to me, everybody. This user's being a bully. He says I don't put effort into my content. Well, watch the fucking 4chan video from earlier this year. I do. It's just rare. And also, I mean, I might not put that much effort in compared to this, but I was distinctly saying earlier that the effort that they're putting in this fucking video is like going to waste, frankly. Because it's so much effort, it's too much effort. They're like dancing around and doing all this shit on sets with all these fucking plug-in effect explosions, and it's like, settle down. Just have it be a guy sitting in front of a fucking camera. That's all you need. This is so dumb. Like, oh, effort. Yeah, there's a degree to which you can have effort, and this is not the right kind of effort. I mean, yeah, somebody's definitely getting paid to do this, but I don't know if I don't know about effort. I mean, man, I mean, I guess it is. It technically is effort. They did put in a lot. It's just not. I mean but they also didn't though. Because they also don't put in effort. It's a simultaneous thing where it's no effort. It's not enough effort. Because they everything is low budget and shitty and awful and garbage, but then it's also too much effort. They have too much fucking production value for something that's so shitty. Like, I've seen people that do videos that have like one fucking guy making the videos that do way better than this. And like, there was a really good video that I saw from a channel, I forget the name of the channel. I think it was Thomas something. Thomas Flight, I think, was the channel. He talked about Inside by Bo Burnham. And he actually recreated a lot of, like, the shot composition and stuff from that for his review of it. And, like, it was the kind of thing I mentioned with this earlier, where it was, like, the review of the Inside thing was like itself a parody of Inside, and it was like a better done version of this, basically. And like that was one where it was one guy doing the video, and it was one guy I mean Inside as well, but it was one guy sitting in front of a fucking camera and doing the video. And you know, he put on a whole like production version of this thing, and it was really well done, and it was subtle, and it wasn't 50 fucking people all grabbing for their fucking paycheck from Doug Walker, putting in the bare minimum amount of effort and just being there, and the jokes are bad, and everybody is just it's just an embarrassment for everybody to have shown up. And also, chat member, I also had sex with your mom.
Guys, Mr. J is dead.
Sure he is.
No, guys, it's really sad. No, really, they killed off their most popular villain. DC didn't want Joker anymore. You gotta believe me. No, they really killed him off. We put up with all that bullshit for not even 12 minutes of film. I'm serious, you guys.
I'm a dinosaur.
I'm Batman. Yeah, you could maybe do something here with the. That joke about like, wow, we really put up with this guy doing all of this and getting all of this attention and press, and then he was barely in the movie. There's a kernel of something there, but it's not really. It doesn't really go. It's not really done. They're not doing much with it. Also, is this like a still from the movie? I have to assume it is. It just kind of looks like a random small town in Connecticut or something.
Not just pretty words.
But it looks like the squad wants answers from Rick, yours truly.
Look, Rick Flag, or whatever your real name is.
Actually, that is supposed to be my real name.
Seriously? Okay, look, we need some answers.
Okay, the most powerful entity in the world has escaped, and now wants.
Could he have at least dressed up as Rick Flag in some way? I know he doesn't really have much of a costume or anything, but it's just Nostalgia Critic. He couldn't have just done, like, I don't know. Okay. Here we go. Character design is my passion. Give me a second here. Rick Flag. 1G, right. Okay. So, well, there's the version from, like, the Peacemaker or whatever, the newer version of him, where he has, like, a yellow shirt and he actually has, like, a character design and looks a little more interesting. Maybe he does in the original movie too, but it's really boring. Rick Flag, Suicide Squad, 2016. Yeah, I mean, he's just, okay, so he's basically just like Colonel Military Man, not Colonel, but whatever, Soldier Man. He's the guy from The Killing, but, yeah. So he's this guy, right? He's this guy. So, okay, so get Doug some, like, he's even got glasses, right? Like, okay, you get Doug some, like, sunglasses for one thing, instead of his regular glasses. That's one thing. No hat, maybe? No hat. And then you give him, like, a military jacket. You give him the tie. Maybe make it, like, a black military jacket to look like his outfit. Like, you can do a Doug Walker version of this character. It's not hard. But instead, he just did just regular Nostalgia Critic. Just no effort. None. Zero. Nada.
Take over the world. Yeah, we know. We saw that scene.
Yeah, you just showed it from a slightly different angle.
Oh, great. We have someone in chat here who says, wait, he was supposed to be a character in the movie? Yes. This is supposed to be a guy from the movie who he briefly said, I'm gonna just play him because he sucks and he's lame. But the character is in the movie and has an outfit and, like, I don't know, it's just weirdly, like, downplaying this movie, which, again, I don't think it's a very good movie from everything I know about it, but, like, it's making it seem worse than it is by, like, yeah, I don't know, this character is in there, and what is Doug doing? Like, he's just some guy, and he's him. I don't know, there's no effort. It's no effort, once again. Too much effort, but none.
No, the chart says this is where you're supposed to feel hopeless and give up!
Well, he loves RTS.
What? That doesn't seem in character with any of us.
Yeah, every day could be our last, you know?
No. This is the part where you have to feel defeated and puss out.
Wait,
This is the part where you have to.
Why does Rob Walker have to jut out his chin in everything? Does he have just like a horrible underbite? Is that just the way his face is? Because if so, I'm sorry, but it looks like he's doing this like to do like a funny face or something, like he's trying to be wacky. Dr. B Wacko, he's trying to be a wacko. But it's like every time he's on screen, I feel like he's doing that. I might be wrong, but it feels like he does that a lot, and it's really kind of
Feel
annoying.
defeated and puss out.
Wait, the bad guys are supposed to puss out?
Jiggy.
It's his acting
Jiggy?
face.
I literally invented Jiggy.
Wiki Wild Wild West.
Okay.
Oh, right, it's supposed to be Will Smith. Yeah, I forgot. Anybody who fucking hasn't seen this movie, you might not remember that this character is supposed to represent a character played by Will Smith. And we're all just supposed to have that in mind, I guess. That was just a weird part. Like, Jiggy, they'd say that, and it took like a second. Oh, yeah, Will Smith, right. Yeah, he's right, okay. Yeah, Wild. Okay, I gotcha. Yeah, I'm just seeing Malcolm the furry. Not Will Smith, necessarily, but sure.
Okay, let's go and feel hopeless, I guess.
Yeah, people are like, yeah, I forgot. Yeah, obviously you forgot, yeah.
Sure am feeling hopeless in here.
Yeah, it's not like we risk life and death every day.
Yeah, I'm crazy.
By the way, I have a very special, we're gonna end the stream after this one, but I have a very special video, one more very special video to share with you. A little Doug Walker, a non-production thing that might be kind of fun. We might do a little bit more, because I don't know, we want to do demo reel at some point, but I don't know. We'll probably just do some in fucking December or whatever. It's fine, whatever. I have one video though. It's kind of a short one. After this one, it's maybe the worst thing I've ever seen involving Doug Walker. So it's pretty fun.
So, I don't know why I'm here.
Oh, we haven't gotten a line from Croc in a while.
I'm a dinosaur.
So there's that. Also, Diablo's backstory. We don't know that.
I killed my entire family.
Meh, sounds about right.
This doesn't shock any of you?
We're bad guys. How many times do we have to say it in this damn movie?
Yeah, we should be like, she's not taking over the world, we're taking over the world.
Yeah, screw this scene, man. Let's give the audience what they goddamn paid for. Wait, you're supposed to give a motivational speech.
Supervillains by...
Aren't you... He's not a supervillain, though. He's like, yeah, screw the blah, blah, blah. He's supposed to not be one of the people that wants to take over the world. He's the one that's reining them in. They are really doing the Rick Flag character dirty in this fucking review. This is wild. He's like consistently getting the shaft here, where it's like, okay, so now if I've never seen this movie, which I haven't, I'm supposed to assume that this character that's in this movie who's like, well, it's never even been said that he's supposed to be watching over them, so we don't even know that much, necessarily, if all we have to go by is this fucking review. It's so muddled. Holy shit.
Definition are the most motivated people in the world. I'm not giving in to any more of your goddamn cliches. We are gonna defeat her ultimate weapon of a portal in the sky, son of a bitch! Who's the asshole who keeps putting that in movies? Who is that one asshole who keeps putting that cliche in there? It's you, isn't it? White Shark Guy, you're the one that keeps putting it in all these films.
It's
Why?
fucking
Is it
Rob.
some sort of sick erotic thrill for you? Do you have some sort of specific fetish for it?
No, critic. It's not that at all. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have some paperwork to do.
Oh, good. We got a whole extended Rob Walker scene now. The most charismatic actor ever on fucking film.
Oh, Avengers. Oh, Fantastic
He has a
Four.
pretty good voice. He really has a face for radio, as they say. I mean, he's not even like a horribly ugly man or whatever. That's not even what I'm getting at. It's just that he doesn't have the face that an actor has. He doesn't look like a person who you can see in playing a character. He doesn't something about his face does not animate well as somebody acting, but he has a voice for like VA work or something.
Or, oh, Ghostbusters. You know my needs.
Oh my god, cut away! Cut away! Oh my god, whatever! I take a million portals in the sky to see the rest of that scene! Oh Christ!
Come on, let's go from one dark, shadowy location to another dark, shadowy location.
To boldly go. So the squad get to the Enchantress and try to stop her.
It's time for you measly mortals to die. Soon the whole world will bow to my mercy. It is the end of days and... What?
Is that just the Harley Quinn lady again?
What are you doing?
What? This is just the way
Can't tell if that's a different lady.
that I
think
moved.
so, maybe?
Why? It just is.
What are you gonna do, the Macarena?
I will destroy you all!
Hey, you know those little...
It's like they have like two ladies, right? They've got Tamara and the other one. They don't have the one from Demo Reel anymore at this point. The two ladies are right here. And then they've got like a few white guys. They've got Walter. They've got Rob, I think, is the dinosaur. And then this guy who I don't recognize. And then, of course, Malcolm, who, like, I'm sure people like Malcolm. People are cool with him. I don't really have a problem with him. In all of the videos, he's never been, like, a problem, really. You know, not a big one, anyway. He's always been fine. But man, Malcolm is just absolutely... It's unfortunate for him. He is like the tokenist of token black guys. Like, it is just so funny how he is just the guy they have on staff for every production that has a black man. And they need to have him play a black man in the production. Like, Will Smith, all-purpose black guy. Get him on it. Fucking Denzel in this movie... We got an all-purpose black guy for it. Call up Malcolm. It is very funny.
Dancing hula dolls you put on your dashboard.
I can't unsee it! Silence! Brother, destroy them!
I don't think so, because as it turns out, I can do this the whole time.
As it turns out, we do not have a Mexican actor, ese, so I have to do this voice. It is incredibly culturally insensitive. Insensitivo.
What the hell is that thing? And when the hell did we know he could turn into that? Let me guess.
For the fans.
But the Enchantress shows them the life they always wanted, and she...
That whole thing with Rob Walker was supposed to be, like, it like went over our heads, basically, in case you, I mean, you might, well, maybe it did, you might have missed it. I didn't even point it out. That whole thing where he, like, runs off screen, and he goes into the other room, and he gets this paper. It's alluding to the blue laser in the sky in every Marvel movie at a certain time. Well, it's not every one, but there was a general trend of superhero movies where a guy activates thing that shoots a blue laser into the sky in like LA or whatever. I think Iron Man 1 did that. The Fan 4 Stick movie did that. There were a few. So I guess they're saying that, you know, DC chasing trends or whatever, that kind of thing. There was like a layer of criticism there that's, I guess, subtle enough, but also kind of forgettable and throwaway and unrelated enough that's, it's just, I barely even acknowledged it until I just, like, I saw this and I'm like, oh yeah, the blue laser in the sky, which is a thing that, like, you know, Red Letter Media has pointed out that same trope. But again, they do it in a way where it's just two guys talking and they're like, yeah, you know, the blue laser in the sky thing. Yeah, I hate that. And it's just two people having a conversation instead of trying to be some fucking dick-ass witty joke at every turn.
But the Enchantress
he got it stuck to his finger, guys. That's not so funny.
shows them the life they always wanted, and she could give them if they only join her side.
Please, Daddy, do it for your daughter!
Please, Will Smith, do it for your wife. Hi! I'm Wonder Woman. I'm in this movie.
Are you sure nobody's called us?
Do you see the bat signal?
The Enchantress is destroyed.
It's just such a... again, the video's 32 minutes long. I could see the same jokes being made in, you know, half that time. Less. 10 minutes. 5 minutes. You could run through the plot in, like, a super quick rundown and have your friends recreate it and make little jokes like that, and that would be fine for a 5-minute... Like, aren't there videos that are already like that? Like... what, you know, movies, if they were real, whatever, channels like that, like honest trailers, that kind of shit. It's basically already shit of that nature, but this is just the most extended, drawn-out, half-hour fucking thing that you've ever seen. It's
releasing the Doctor
ridiculous.
inside, and the squad go back to prison, this time treated with a little more respect. But there's one more twist.
Pardon!
Let's go home.
Wait a minute, that's it? The character we knew was alive turns up, and that's your big clencher ending?
But it's the Joker, and anything he's in is immediately amazing.
No, like anything, the Joker done right is amazing. Here, like everything else in this movie, it's just done... passable. This movie divided a lot of audiences. Some loved it, some hated it, others thought it was okay. Honestly, they're all understandable. None of it makes sense, and the pacing...
I love that we're back to this non-committal review again. We spend the whole fucking video calling this movie stupid and tearing it apart, and then... I guess that's why the Wall video is like that. A lot of attention was always paid to how the Wall video is like just shitting on the Wall movie and the Wall album. But it's like they all do this. They all follow this format of shit on it for 40 minutes and then say in the last like minute and a half, yeah, a lot of people liked it. I guess it's pretty mixed. A lot of people thought it was pretty good, actually. Everybody's right. Everybody's right. Opinions are great. Everybody has opinions and they're good. What is this fucking end of this video? Like, what's your point about the movie? Is it good or bad? You're like, oh yeah, everybody was divided on it. Yeah, some people like it, some people hated it, and some people thought it was both. And I think they're all right. Shut the fuck up, Doug. Shut the fuck up. Why are they all like this? Just pick a fuck. Do you like the thing or not? Holy shit.
...in tone feels incredibly inconsistent.
The opinion basher.
I can't imagine why that is.
What can we say except you're welcome?
You have to be pretty forgiving to get into it. But when the style and all-around coolness works, I am kind of forgiving of it. It's got a lot of dumb, boring moments, but the badass moments are enough for me to say, I'm glad I saw it. I know comic book audiences are...
Isn't this the same fucking thing that we just heard about the other stupid, terrible corporate abortion that fucking DC churned out? We just watched Doug review 2 awful DC movies that were just like horrible transparent attempts to market their characters and nothing else. And his end result of both is, oh, I'm glad that I saw them. Consume! Thanks, Doug.
Pretty complicated, but hearing all this, you can hopefully figure out if this is the right kind of dumb for you or the wrong kind of dumb for you. But I'm still legitimately pissed off at the ending. Just with the Joker coming in and that's it. I'm sorry, this should have gone out on a higher note. Well, you know what? This is my take on Suicide Squad, and I'm gonna fix it. I'm gonna replace the Joker with the one character I know would get a gigantic reaction.
What is this? I don't know what this is a reference to, but he sure is dressed funny.
Let's go home.
Sure, you know, that's my favorite Doctor Who outfit. I don't think it's the Mad Hatter, no. Alright, well... you know, that was the two Batman and Superman and then the Suicide Squad videos, which were both really awful. We're gonna see more at some point of these like clipless parody reviews. Potentially. I don't know how much more. If there's any specific really bad ones, I don't know how many more there are because we've seen a few already, but that was pretty enjoyable. I have one video here that I want to share with you now. One important video. Let me see here. This is 5 minutes, and I only watched a little of it before I decided I need to save the rest of it for a time like this. This is my encounter with Doug Walker / that guy with the glasses at MatsuriCon 2010. And you can see that it's not been positively received. 107,000 views. Not positively received, though. Not a lot of fans on that one. Vinny792 over here, and he's got some things to say to Doug. Let's watch.
Yeah, okay, cool. Hey, what's up?
What's up?
Yeah, I should really keep looking at this camera so that I can look at it.
Hang on, I just need to queue up a song. I'm not gonna play it yet, but I'll play it when the time is right. There you go. There you go.
My legs. Yeah, nice legs. Yeah, I've always wanted to ask.
Nice legs.
Do you recall
All right, fuck it. The time is right.
In the movie Steel, where he uses a magnetic hammer. I was always curious. How come you?
Oh no! We gotta get this right. Hang on.
What's up?
Hang on. We were like here. The movie Steel.
Do you recall
Worn out places, worn out faces.
Oh.
Bright and early for the daily races.
Doug doesn't want to be there, man.
In the movie Steel, where he uses a magnetic hammer. I was always curious. How come you never made a joke about that? I always thought that would have been really funny. Like he could have magnetically pick up somebody's key.
Why did you never make a joke about the hanger or the hammer, Doug? Why did you? That was a really missed opportunity, Doug. You really fucking dropped the ball on that one. Why are you the famous one and not me, Doug?
You know, why don't we have people like you writing for us? I mean, obviously that was the obvious joke.
Yeah, Doug doesn't want to be here. He's, you know, it's just funny because, like, you have to assume that, I don't know, he probably never anticipated that this would happen to him, that he would have people coming up to him and bugging him about doing a joke in a video or something.
I didn't go for art.
Your guess is as good as mine. Like, why?
Maybe it was too obvious. I thought, just tone it back, but obviously it was a mistake. I'm an ass.
Well, I only asked.
Call me out.
The only reason is because it was because I saw because I got a kick out of.
Oh god! And then there's people over here that are laughing at him too.
Meryl.
Oh, you know when the fucking guy in the beret and fucking, well, it's not really a beret, but he's got the Mario Yoshi shirt on, and he's over here looking at you like you're some kind of queer or something.
By artwork of you using a giant magnet pulling down.
That's why. Yeah, that's why I didn't use the joke, because the Merylbot had the artwork. Yeah, it's coming back
it was
to me
just
now,
it was just so funny. I thought, wow. I mean, this must be. I thought to myself, a lot of magnet jokes are going.
Poor Doug, man. I mean, he's kind of
going to ensue. Yeah.
What are you supposed to say? I think at this, look at the smile on this guy's face. Like, at this point, it's like, I think I would just probably be like, please leave me alone or something and just walk away.
Man. No, you caught me, man. You totally caught me.
Yeah, no, it's just,
I fucked up.
No, you didn't fuck up. No, it's just, that was a
man. I should just come to grips. I've lost it. I've totally lost it. If I can't make proper jokes for a Shaquille O'Neal movie, then what's the point in living? None.
Can we, you know what I actually really like? I'm always looking forward to all the different.
Okay, so he botched it really hard on the steel thing, telling him he should have made a joke that he didn't make, and telling him he missed the opportunity to make a good joke. I guess Doug is being a little bit passive aggressive about it. Like, you just be like, oh yeah, that's I can't believe I missed that one. There you go. But it is also like, it's not even like a real joke. It's just, hey, isn't the magnetic hammer funny? You could have made some jokes about it. It's not a joke idea. It's the idea that you should have had an idea for a joke. So it's not even like, oh yeah, I can't believe I missed that obvious, pun opportunity or something. It's just, oh yeah, I really should have considered that the magnetic hammer was a concept that was really rife for comedy. I really should have thought about that one a little more clearly. So yeah, no, actually, I think I can see why Doug's being a bit passive aggressive. Yeah.
Series.
But he failed.
All the
he botched it on that, and now the guy is trying to reel it back in with a better comment, like a better question, and it's like a little more positive. It seems he's like, you know what I do like, what I've always liked is so it's the series, the Nostalgia Critic,
guys, all the bum reviews and the VGCs. Those are my second favorite next to Nostalgia Critic. Are you can anyone?
This reminds me of the lady from that one. It's a good orgasm face. This reminds me of the lady from that one. Best of the Worst video where she was like the puppet show lady, and L L L L L F F F F F, and she's trying to teach kids the alphabet. It's like the Lamb Chop show or whatever, but like a really low budget version. And every time that she has the puppet talking, her face is making the most horrible, like scornful, like hateful faces that look like she just despises being there. And like Doug's doing this the trademark Nostalgia Critic smile, but then it's just the yawning chasm of emptiness that fills him forever.
Can anyone possibly expect any more of that cartoon show? Because I like the first two episodes.
I did that when I had like a lot more free time, and I thought I could make it happen, but unfortunately I haven't had the time for them.
Well, I hope you do, because they were really good.
I thought maybe doing kind of like a spin-off eventually, but again, it just depends on how much time I have.
Right. Well, I thought the Hangover 2 was very well done.
Thanks.
Yeah, I was really Well, I mean, it was the same joke, but where you say where.
the fucking, it's like the FNAF ambience overtakes, you know, like the thing in the movie where like the guy's talking and, you know, something's happening and the person's just like, their blood is boiling and you hear like a pressure tone building and the voices of the people in the room are all fading out and you just hear like a and there's like a violin revving up. That's what Doug's feeling right now. Every time this guy talks, it's just the sound of anxiety.
Where it's like you say, you know, where you hear the off-screen dialogue of Kanye West saying, "Kanye's the best bitch, Beyonce's the best bitch, you suck balls." You know.
Yeah.
Even though it's different from "I'ma let you finish," it was still pretty funny considering that
At what point do you just say like, "I'm busy, please leave me alone"? I mean, this is very similar to when I was at what is it, Anime North or whatever. I don't think it wasn't that one. It was Fan Expo, I think. The con that I went to in August in Toronto. There was a guy. I got a Sonic comic and had it signed by Tyson. What's his name? Tyson Hess, I think, is the guy. No, it wasn't him. It was the other guy. It was Ian Flynn. Ian Flynn was there, and he also does work on like the My Little Pony comic, I guess. And this fucking guy comes up to him. It was like, I think it was either before me in line or after me, but it was both because it was before me. He was like bothering this dude about like something, and I didn't pick up on what it was, but he was just like, "Well, you can talk to them, right?" And Ian Flynn was just like, "Yeah, I don't know. I mean, there's people in charge of these things that aren't me." And I don't know if it was MLP or if it was like Sonic stuff, but yeah, the guy was being really annoying, and I just went up and I was like, "Hi, you know, big fan of your work on, you know, blah blah blah," and I got my thing and I walked away. The guy comes back up to him and starts fucking bothering him again. It's insane. He just keeps bothering him. It was a lot like this. At what point can you just? I mean, Doug just seems like he's here on a break or whatever. I don't know. He's not at like a booth. He's not at a table expected to talk to people. He could just walk away or say like, you know, say something. But you know, if you're, man, if you have to deal with like, oh God, yeah, if you have to deal with like, you know, this type of individual, and you're like at a panel or something, and it's like getting the dedicated Wham kid.
"I'm gonna let you finish" has become a popular way to interrupt people.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you finish.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you finish, but Spoony one was the... No, I don't think that about you. You complete me.
That's beautiful and hauntingly.
Yes,
So,
yes.
With that, I do got you.
Okay, awesome.
There you go. He has to get going. Now, what does that mean? You complete me? Was that him saying that to Doug? I zoned out on something about Kanye West. I don't fucking know. I don't fucking know or care really. But was he telling Doug that he completes him, or I don't think so, right?
It means. Yeah, I don't know if
I think it was a joke. Yeah,
kind of means a lot that I'm recording you. Like I aspire to be something like you. Like.
That's so sad in a way. I mean, like, I think a lot of people did. A lot of people also looked up to Doug and AVGN and people like that, and you know, even so do I. And to some extent, they're, you know, self-made. You know, they've made their empire, and you know, it's all just based on their own thing that they made, and yada yada. It's not like a corporate character or whatever, but I mean, it kind of is now for some of them. But no, I mean, like, there's some degree of that, but then it's like you can shoot a lot higher, you know. Like, I aspire to be like you, Doug Walker, some guy who talks about cartoons on the internet. I mean, he is like the guy who talks about cartoons on the internet, I guess. And he is very influential. I don't want to downplay that. A lot of really good stuff wouldn't exist without Doug Walker having done his videos screaming at the Ninja Turtles. So I don't want to take that away from him. But damn, it's kind of such a low bar Like, even for, you know, again, I really like RLM, obviously. I've mentioned them a few times, even just in this stream. It's direct comparison to this, as they're also film reviewer people, but, like, yeah, I mean, and I'm influenced by them and, like, you know, inspired by them to some extent, but also it's like I don't aspire. My highest aspirations in this world are not to make, you know, Plinketto videos in a warehouse in Wisconsin. You know, like, I recognize that there's probably they're doing pretty well for themselves. They got Patton Oswalt there and everything, but, you know, there's higher. You just, like, I don't know, Doug Walker makes videos talking about movies. Why don't you aspire to make movies? Why would that not? That seems like an obvious one, right? Just, like, instead of aspiring to be like Doug, aspire to make movies. You know, because you seem to like them to some extent, but no, he wants Doug Walker as the height of this guy's ambitions. And I just wonder if Doug, like, that has to hurt to some extent. He's not a complete idiot. He recognizes that should not be someone's goal in life, is to be like him. Like, he has not achieved his goals, you know? He's definitely like somebody who wanted to be a filmmaker. He wanted to be like a Scorsese. He wanted to be somebody, a George Lucas, who, you know, made movies. And that's why he makes all of these fucking horrible productions. And we're going to take that money and make new productions. These horrible productions are all his attempt at being like a filmmaker. And I mean, yeah, you know, even with Red Letter Media, you can look at that. It's like, they did not want this to be, they wanted to make movies. They wanted to be filmmakers. They wanted to, and I mean, to their credit, they have said that they made movies and it was a horrible experience and they don't want to make more. So, I mean, maybe that's part of it. But, like, yeah, there's also just, the people in Red Letter Media didn't, you know, they didn't make it. Well, I want to say they didn't make it in Hollywood, but a lot of people in Hollywood do watch their videos and have now appeared on their stuff. So, actually, no, never mind. No, they actually have touched the sky to some extent. But, Doug, I mean, you know, even still, it's like they're not at the level I think that they would want to be. Doug is, I think, it's hard to say because he's less talented than them, but he's also, he's about as influential, if not more. Like, I don't know that their videos about, like, the prequels would necessarily exist without, you know, Doug having talked about fucking, you know, nostalgic shit too. It was around the same time, so I guess they might have been a case of, you know, serendipitous creativity or whatever. But I don't know, the guy says that I aspire to be like you, Doug, and there's like a fucking, you can see this like look in his eyes of like, really? You want to be like me? You should shoot higher, kid. I don't know, maybe that's just me putting that in there, but that's definitely my takeaway from this. You should shoot higher. I know, not even a disrespect to Doug, but he hasn't achieved his like goals in that way, and like, I don't know, I guess maybe that's a good thing then. Strive to be someone like Doug Walker who achieves success and, you know, some level of fame and such, but it isn't such a crazy, unreachable goal like, you know, being an actual, like, Steven Spielberg filmmaker. Like, somebody could reasonably be a Doug Walker in their lifetime. It's a lot less likely for somebody to achieve Spielberg status. So it's kind of that, like, you can be anything, you can be president. Well, maybe it is more realistic to shoot for Doug Walker. Yeah, Doug Walker is the American dream, now that I think about it.
Someday. I don't know if you know this, but it kind of means a lot that I'm recording you. Like, I aspire to be something like you, like, someday. I really do.
Thanks, just keep trying, man. You'll get it.
You know, I even have a few ideas of, like, reviewing topics that I plan on being slightly different from everyone else.
Go for it, man. Try it. Do the different ideas. You can go for it.
Yeah. So you're gonna. So I guess you know. So I guess maybe.
So you're gonna put me on your website, right? You're gonna put me on your website. We're not gonna have a problem. I'm not gonna have to make a video about you in a few years for rejecting me from your website, right?
I'll let you head out right now.
Yeah. No, like I said, we're gonna check out the artist.
You can keep walking. Actually, you can actually walk right now.
Yeah, you can actually just keep walking. I'll just follow you though. Like you can walk wherever you're going. But I got my it's a handheld camera. I can just follow you with the camera. It's fine. I got the camera.
So all I really want to know is it? So I'm guessing it's just you today.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, except for the other people on staff who were seen behind me directly laughing at you. Other than them. He answers that in like kind of a cagey way too.
So so I'm guessing it's just you today.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just me. Like, I guess he probably doesn't want to give this guy too much information. That's smart.
Yeah, that's cool. You know, I always actually love looking forward to seeing your brother Rob or Vargo because
you know, this is like making me think, you know, all those times you hear about like asshole celebrities. You know, Doug Walker is, I would say he's definitely an e-celebrity, absolutely. He's a pretty high-level e-celebrity, even. But as far as real celebrities go, he's definitely Z-list, if that. And, you know, can you imagine, like, so much is said about Kanye West or whatever, but, like, imagine fucking being somebody with an actual degree of fame, not Doug Walker, and having to put up with people like this all the time, every time you go out. And, like, you know, that classic Fly Low copy pasta about, I met Flying Lotus at a supermarket, and he just pushed his hand into my face and said, huh, or what, I forget how that one goes. But, like, just the tales of celebrities being assholes, I'm like, maybe it's, I don't know. I can't help but feel like, I don't know, I have no obligation to be a nice fucking guy. Like, it's, I am, you know, as I try to be or whatever, but like, if somebody's, I can just tell you to fuck off, you know, like, and if it comes, because I know that that's gonna turn into, Deadwing Dork is an asshole, he told me to fuck off, he's a piece of shit. We had some fucking person on our server at one point who was like, sending their fucking, like, fat BBW OnlyFans to everybody. Like, they were just DMing people and being like, hey, I'm on OnlyFans and I'm a fat BBW, look at me. And at some point, she shows up, we ban her, obviously, and at some point for other reasons, too, at some point she shows up on the Kiwi Farms for me. And she's just like, yeah, Deadwing Dork's server is awful and yada, and it's like, holy shit, it's this bitch that just like was randomly like, you know, I'm just every time, like, yeah, a celebrity, oh yeah, this I saw fucking, you know, I can't name a single celebrity. I saw fucking Matt LeBlanc at a Starbucks. And he was kind of rude to me. Like, maybe he was busy. I don't know. Maybe he doesn't want to have to deal with this constantly. Maybe every day of his life he doesn't want to have to deal with some fucking weirdo coming up to him with a camera and going, hey, you know, why didn't you make a joke about the hammer? Like, just let Doug Walker walk away. Holy shit, it's in his name. Let him walk. He's walking.
You know, your brother is actually just as funny as you, man. You're not too creeped out if I follow you, are you?
Not too creeped out, just creeped out enough.
Okay. All right. Yeah. I won't. I don't want to bother you with too many other questions. Those are. I know you're a busy guy. I just. You know, it's been.
You don't want to bother him with more questions?
It means a lot.
It means a lot.
You know, I mean, you're a role model to me, man.
Thanks so much, man.
A role model.
Am I getting your head? Because I think I might have slipped to the
I
side.
think you have enough footage of me anyways.
All right.
Yeah, you got enough of me. Let's get this on with.
All right, cool.
All right, cool. Yeah, that was really cool. That's the word. That's in a word. Cool. Very cool in 2 words. This is from Vinny792, and he doesn't have any other real videos about. Yeah, that was the. Well, it wasn't the last video, but it was all Doug Walker at MatsuriCon 2010. His entire channel is Doug Walker and then a couple of other guys here, the first few videos, and then everything else is Doug Walker at MatsuriCon 2010. Whole thing. 100 years, Doug Walker. So that's pretty cool. I guess he was a role model, but he never wound up making anything like Doug Walker, I guess. Which is for the best, I think. So that's the stream. I'm gonna be doing some super chats and stuff here. Thank you for sticking around. Let me bring up some music here. You know what? A little bit of Nier Automata, why not? No, actually, you know what? You know what's a really good one? There's like a fucking remix album or whatever, arranged and unreleased tracks. They got this version of Alien Manifestation. Check this shit out. Yeah, get that going. So we got $2 from Fun Machine, which says penis, and that is the Fun Machine. Thank you. $5 from Sonic Lol Productions. Great rant you did on the Super Brains Kingdom. Hopefully those awfully developed villains have learned their lesson. Indeed. You know, Dogs Eating Dog 6 has continued to fuck my mom since then, but he's at least started to leave, you know, I left him a thank you note on his car, and he actually left me a little gold star on my forehead the next morning when I woke up. So that was nice. And I have to say, Cosmo Cray Cray 69, who has yet to appear on YouTube yet, he's yet to make his YouTube debut, but he is also very unhappy about those villains. Yeah, there's a video from Black Brains you can check out on Slug Boys. It's called, I forget the name, but it's Super Brains Kingdom Epic Omega Super Rant or something. And it features it's an all-star cast. George Costanza 666 is there. Chie Satonaka is there. Travis Touchdown is there. It's some real effort, you know, maximum effort, and in a good way, not like a Doug Walker way. $2 from Big Meaty Claws. Hey Claw, love you, man. Check out 2016 Ghostbusters. Oh, from Doug? Maybe next time. That sounds wonderful. Oh, have I not watched that already? That sounds wonderful. $5 from Sticky Wiki. Jurassic World was the start of this type of video. Might be nice to take a look. I'll take that under advisement also. Next time, we might do more of this tomorrow even. I don't know, because I'm enjoying the Doug Walker. I'm only ending now because we got a podcast in a little bit and I gotta eat some food first, but yeah, more. I think maybe we'll do one more Nostalgia Critic November. We'll squeak one last one in before the end of the month. We'll do that. Maybe not tomorrow, but in the last few days. $5, €2, sorry, from Dengiston Spear. Channel Awesome are like Neil Breen with less money and talent. Yeah, and ambition. Neil Breen aspires to the stars, you know? And he'll reach them, goddammit. $2 from Ted Comet. Have you considered the Smosh movie as the finale? I don't think that's really on the same... It's similar. It's like a content creator movie, but it's not like a reviewer in the same way. And I've seen people talk about the Smosh movie. I know it's not good. I mean, none of those movies are good. I really want to watch 8th Grade from Bo Burnham, because I think that's supposed to be one of the only good YouTuber movies at this point. Not that it even really is. He just wrote it and like directed it, but he's not. I don't think he's not the main character. It's like about a young girl. Yeah. I think that most of like the Fred. There's 3 fucking Fred movies, so that's not nothing. That's quite something. $5 from Aurelius. This isn't a contest of how much shit you can shove in a movie. I bet you all of these people love the Super Mario Brothers movie. I could see it. You know, it's an all-time classic, so I could see it. Wonderful Wizard of Games has been a member for 3 months. Thank you very much. Original Suicide Squad in DC was a World War II military unit doing suicide missions against like monsters and Nazi super weapons, not a bunch of supervillains. Okay, well, that sounds better. That sounds like the one team that, like, Captain America and Namor were on the original Human Torch. well, I forget the name of the team, but it sounds like that, basically. $5 from Luis Andrade. Please help me understand what made Nostalgia Critic popular in the first place. That time of the internet, I can see why people like AVGN, but not NC. Well, people like AVGN existed, and there were only so many videos from them. I can tell you exactly what it was. I remember at the time... No, give me this one. Yeah. I can tell you exactly what it was. I remember at the time... I had not yet watched AVGN. I wasn't even aware of AVGN. I think I'd heard of the name, but I wasn't, like, I hadn't looked into it. But I watched other channels like Stan Birdman, who were, like, terrible NES game reviewers, and they would be like, this game is stupid and bad. And I liked them. And I wanted to find more people like that, and that's what led me to AVGN. And so, yeah, it is like, you run out of videos from them, and you're like, what's another... I mean, it's still, you know, people like, you know, you find a channel you like now, and you're like, okay, what's another channel that's kind of similar to it? And that's basically it. Nostalgia Critic was never quite as good as AVGN, but he was, you know, another channel like it, and it filled the void a little bit, and when you were... like 12, 13, 14, whatever, you maybe didn't recognize it as being kind of annoying in a way. Like, AVGN still holds up, I'll say it any day. We should do a stream, we just watch AVGN videos, just go through the classic, the original era. I don't know, NC, yeah, I watched him back in the day. I think I found him before I found AVGN, actually. The first videos of this type that I found were Ashen's, actually. My whole introduction into this style... Ashen's was part of that guy with the glasses, too, technically. He was on the website. I don't think he was ever really a part, but he was... I think he was probably brought in by Guru Larry, and then he just, like... I don't think he ever really even updated his page on the website, but he was technically a part of it. He was on there. But Ashen's videos about pop stations and stuff, and then I watched other like bootleg games and stuff, like bad games, and eventually I got to like Nostalgia Critic, and I think that led me to AVGN. I finally got to the real like start of it, like, you know, a little bit late, but yeah, no, it's just it's the pipeline. I mean, a lot of people probably wound up watching people like Mr. Enter because of that pipeline, you know. And then you get I mean, I watched Mr. Enter. I fall into that category. I used to watch him back in, like, I don't know, 2018 or something. I would have probably been watching some Mr. Enter and every now and then. You know, at least it was at the era where he was a little bit less insufferable by that point, but still not great. 8:45 from Exiled Postman. Now I feel bad for making fun of Doug all afternoon after seeing this video of him being hassled by this user. I don't know, I mean, that's just kind of the cost of fame a little bit. I mean, I hate to say it. I hate to fucking say it and be all ego man here, but, there are people that have joined my fucking Halo nights that have been like this. Or not even Halo nights, specifically, it was a Morrowind night. If you're here, if I'm calling you out specifically, if you're here, I forget your name. But we were trying to play multiplayer Morrowind, and this guy came in, and he just wouldn't shut up about, hey, I know of a cool guy on DeviantArt who's really cringe, too, you should really look at him sometime. And it's like, dude, I'm just trying to play fucking Morrowind, leave me alone. I mean, it's gonna happen to even me, let alone someone like Doug Walker, let alone someone like fucking... like Kanye West. You know, YMS has pointed out before that, like, Beyonce is a very strange person because she seems like she's above society. She's above humanity. Beyonce is no longer even human. She's like too perfect and goddess-like to be even like human. She's not viewed as like being a person. She's like viewed as a perfect god celebrity on a pedestal. And, like, when you're at the level that you're Beyonce, it's kind of like, how do you keep your fucking humility? How do you fucking stay humble? You can't go to the supermarket and buy a fucking carton of milk. How are you gonna know how much it costs? How are you ever going to relate to the common man when even Doug Walker is fucking getting harangued by weirdos I mean, I guess that's like at a con. Like, you know, it's not like he's getting that every time he goes out, but still, it just makes you think about celebrity and like, just leave people alone. Yes, they made a thing you like. Maybe you enjoy that and appreciate it, but they're just getting by, man. Just leave them alone. They've got their own fucking problems. Don't get too involved in like the inner workings of their fucking. Like, what's he thinking about? What's going on with him? Why did he do that? Why was he so rude to that guy? Maybe that guy was being a fucking cunt. Maybe he has no obligation to be nice to the weird fucking guy that's harassing him at a goddamn con. He just wants to have a good time and some fucking weirdo is coming up to him. And yeah, it's like rude of him if he was to be like, shut up, get away from me. He was trying to handle it as well as he could, you know, and he was being a bit passive aggressive. But fucking hell, man. Like, what? I don't know. There's the part of me that's like, I don't know, just fuck off a little bit. I don't know. Just fuck off a little bit. You know, not even all the way. Just go stand over there and fuck off. That's all. $5 from Reverent Cudgel. Do you think this moment is when he decided to off the critic? Well, that was 2010. I think that's a little sooner than that, but yeah, I think there was probably that was probably part of it, you know, that was probably factored into it. $3.91 from Exiled Postman. What if someone like this wanted to be like you? Well, I mean, what I do is infinitely better than what the Nostalgia Critic does, so that's based. That's fair and valid, frankly. But even then, I would say, you know, aspire to be, I don't know, I mean, it's not even like, because, like, it's tempting to go, like, what was Doug Walker inspired by? What did he want to be in his life? What was his goal? Aspire for that, I guess, not for what he wound up at. That kind of thing. But it's like, I don't know, he didn't get there. And he wound up being pretty successful in his own way. So, I don't know. I mean, shoot for the fucking stars and all that. I don't know. What's my ambition? Make more songs like the one I just did. You know, make a part 3. That's my current ambition. There you go. I don't know. If somebody wanted to be like me, you know, just do a better job than I do. You know, just do a better job. Do something different and do a better job than me. And you know, go to the fucking moon, man. You know, get a TV show. Wind up on Conan or whatever. Conan will have a whole segment where he brings out you, and you'll just be out there with your laptop going, and now look at this guy, isn't he weird? And that'll be the hottest new sensation, and nobody will have ever even heard about me, but it'll all be because of me, and I'll get a smile when I think back, when I look at you on TV in 40 years, and I'm like, yeah, I did that, yeah. And that's gonna be, and that's beautiful. That's beautiful. You know what? You should aspire to be like me, because I'm pretty great, frankly. No, I don't know. Aspire to be a fucking doctor or something. I don't know. $5 from Vent. I just turned that into Dog Walker. Doug Walker's sense of fashion makes me physically angry and sick. Yeah, it's hard to deal with looking at Doug Walker sometimes. I mean, Rob Walker's worse. I don't know. I don't really have that much. I'm a t-shirt and jeans guy, but Doug with the blazer and everything, he's like what a person like me could have become. I shudder to think of. Doug is like, yeah, oh yeah, you know what? You know, I should get a suit. Because suits are cool. People would think I look cool if I had a suit. And then instead of getting a suit, you just get like a stupid fucking sport jacket blazer thing to go over your like grass or ass t-shirt. You know, like, yeah, that's really working for you. This spooky fucking Nier music. Here's a good final song. Thank you for watching the stream, everybody. That was a return to Nostalgia Critic November. This cannot continue. This cannot continue. Kono mama jadame. Kono mama jadame. Thank you for watching the stream. We are done now. I will go and eat something and do a podcast in a little bit, and I'll see you tomorrow, probably. Kono mama jadame, kono mama ba ba ba, kono mama jadame, kono mama jadame.